Sorry, I'm trying to clean up the water from last night's rain. These cracks in the basement walls aren't getting any better.
I told you to call Midwest Basement Tech. They fixed our neighbor's basement and it's been dry ever since. And Midwest Basement Tech even guarantees it.
Don't miss another second of your favorite game because...
Oh, hello there.
Hi.
Hi, and welcome to Friday. It's been a very long week, and I think we're all glad it's Friday.
Over it.
We're all very
over it.
We're all over it, although not completely over it, because there's still 3 hours of fun ahead. We hope it's fun anyway.
Yeah. Happy Veterans Day.
It's going to be up to Brad to make it fun.
Yeah, well, I'm on it. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you to all who have served. Thank you for your service. If you're a veteran, go ahead and give us a shout out on the chat and let us know who you are.
Or if you love a veteran.
Or if you love a veteran.
You don't want to shout yourself out.
So,
either way, we take
both. I love
both.
many veterans. I would say probably 60 to 70% of my church is made up of either active duty or veterans. So Veterans Day is a day that's pretty near and dear to my heart.
Do you have a high turnover at your church?
This is not. What kind of pre-show question is that? Oh my gosh.
So we don't have any guests today, but we're going to spend the time honoring veterans, doing some other cool things. We're going to do an Ask Me Anything. Got a really good YouTube poll up. It says, who do you most politically identify on an emotional level from the show?
Let me know when you're upstairs.
And that's Anna, myself, Ryan, or Annie. So go ahead and
I think at 12:25 we're going to. I started this conversation and finish it. Do we feel comfortable describing how we are emotionally, but also having the other people in the room contribute to, like Brad, you can say this is how I emotionally am, and we can, as observers of Brad.
Sure.
Yes. Do we all feel comfortable with that? Allowing
emotionally how we are, or emotionally how we are as.
So if you're emotionally passive aggressive about things and you say here that you're okay with it, but later you're not okay with it, that'll just be part of the content. That'll be part of the content.
I'm fine with it.
All right. So we're all good with that?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So 12:25, we'll describe ourselves emotionally, and then we'll also weigh in on each other to see if there's anything we missed.
That sounds fun and scary a little bit.
Well, we got to trust each other.
Okay. We'll do trust falls during the segment.
You go first.
Cool. Yeah, I think we're all ready to let off a little steam on Friday.
X's and O's.
X's and O's is gonna be good. It's very short term heavy, but I think good questions still. Because there's just so much to go over from the midterm.
Joe, holy crap!
Wow, that was fast.
That's not right. That's not right.
Nope.
That's early.
That's way early.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome into the Annie Frey Show. Happy Friday. Happy Veterans Day to you, to yours, and to all of those who have served. We are grateful for you. Veterans Day is perfectly placed right after Election Day. I think that it is incredibly beneficial that, and I don't know if there's any reason why that is, the proximity is okay.
I can guarantee that historically.
Anyway, so as I was saying here, I don't know if there's a purposeful value that is that is connected between those two dates. But what I can tell you is something that Jim Carafano said on our show on Tuesday. And so Jim joins us every Tuesday to talk about foreign affairs and about national security. And he spends his time talking to us about America's position in all of this. And he was the first to remind us at the end of our conversation on Tuesday, which was Election Day, where a lot of us were excited and looking forward to what was going to be happening later that day. The first to remind us that none of what we get to do on an Election Day is possible without what we recognize on Veterans Day, which is just a few short days afterwards. I have a veteran in my family. My grandfather served in World War II. He was a map maker. He was a farm map maker, and his topography skills lent to his ability to do that in the Army in World War II. And it's something that my grandpa died when he died in 2004. So I was 20 years old. And he lived right next door to me, and I used to go run across the patch to his house all the time. I spent a lot of time with him, with my grandmother, and my grandpa and my grandma met each other in Australia during World War II. My grandmother is from Australia. My grandpa was stationed there. He was stationed in the same building as General MacArthur. He was serving in the Pacific Theater, and he met my grandmother there. So they got married. She literally shipped home on a ship into, I think, San Francisco, then took a train and came into Union Station here in St. Louis and lived with my grandfather's parents for a year before he returned home from the war. And I'm very happy that he did return home from the war, because that was certainly a possibility during World War II. But listening to both of their stories, because my grandmother served Australia in World War II. So she was a veteran of Australia, but yet a veteran and serving on the correct side of that war. And I grew up knowing that they had served. I grew up knowing the American Legion in Edwardsville. My grandfather served as the historian for the American Legion in Edwardsville. He was a bingo extraordinaire and would come home with big, Wonder Bread bags. I think that they had rolls or buns in them, but they weren't like the size that you and I would get. They were massive. And they'd fill those with the extra popcorn at the end of the night of bingo. And he would bring those home, and you'd eat popcorn for a week, and then he'd go next Monday and he'd get more popcorn. That's kind of like what I understood about my grandpa when I was young and when I was growing up. But as I got a little bit older, I got to understand a little bit more about what the Army was to my grandfather. And it was incredibly important to him. And there are people who served who don't want to even mention what they had seen. And there are people who, want to tell stories any opportunity they get. He was kind of in the middle of that. He was more of a quiet man, but he would say things from time to time, and he would give anecdotes of what he experienced from time to time. And I remember being young enough to not understand what he was saying, and then getting to the point, as I inched towards 20 when he passed away, being old enough to understand, I need to bottle this up. I need to ask the questions. I need to listen to what he has to say. I need to know these stories, because as that generation passes away, those stories pass away with them. And all you have left is what they tell you and what you remember, and then how you remember it. So I remember wanting to hold so tightly on to the stories he was telling, and to express to him at 20 or 19 or 18 or whatever it would have been, that I was appreciative of what he did. But 20 years later, now that I'm 38 and I'm got kids of my own that are of that age, that are running over to their grandparents' house on a regular basis, I just wish I had that back. And it just goes to show you how important history is. It just goes to show you how important knowing the stories are, and the people who write the history down, how important that is. And I think to myself about my senior year in high school after September 11th happened, and all of the people who are now my age who said, I'm going to sign up. I'm going to volunteer. And they did it in an instance where the country was facing something that it hadn't faced since the 40s. And some of those people have died since then. But there was something in the 1940s that was worth protecting in this country. There was something in the 2000s that was worth protecting in this country. And there have been instances in between those dates on a regular basis where American men and women said, there is something about this that's worth me saying, I'm willing to die for this. How many things are we really willing to die for? There are instances in our own family members, families, there are instances, maybe close friends. There are instances of super close relationships or people who rely on us that cause you to have that great passion and that great willingness to sacrifice. But at the same time, it's very difficult to really put yourself in a position to say, I would absolutely take a bullet for this or for them. And America, I mean, that's an idea. That's not even really a tangible thing. If you're going to go fight for your country and die for your country or sign up to potentially die for your country, there's not even really a tangible thing that you get to hold in your hand and say, this is what I fought for. This is what I'm willing to die for. It's an idea. And if it's an idea, then it's something that has to be equally shared among more than one person. If there's a collective group of people who are willing to go fight for something that is intangible, then there has to be something that is shared among those men and women that they believe in. There has to be something that is compatible in one person's head and another person's head and another person's head that is so powerful, that is so important, that people of all different walks of life say, this is worth dying for. And I ask you today, what is it that America is that is worth dying for? Because I think you have an answer to that question in your head. I think you have a thought in your mind about something that is special to this place, this soil that exists here, that doesn't exist in other places, that is important to protect, and not just for the benefit of the people who are here, but for the benefit of all people. And I think that when you boil down the whole idea of Veterans Day and of military service and of public service, which is exactly what we're talking about on Tuesday in elections, the idea of service, it has to be for the benefit of somebody else. And this only works when everybody participates in service. You can't just have people who take. You can't have people who are only served. You can't have a system set up where the thing that is served is a structured entity, and the purpose of the service is to preserve that structured entity. What is served is this idea, and it's an idea that everybody gets to possess in their own mind. Everybody in this country gets to participate in the idea of what is so incredibly valuable in this country that it's worth dying for. You can't commoditize that idea and hold it away from some people and provide it for others and still say it's freedom. If you can take it away from some people, if you can separate people and say this is for them, but this isn't for those, then it's not freedom. And when I look at what happened on Tuesday from an election standpoint, not a results standpoint, but from an election standpoint, and to know that we in this country still elect the people who represent us, and on Friday, we recognize that people are willing to die to protect it, then I think we need to make sure that we fight hard as citizens, as civilians, to ensure that the people on Friday are fully respected and that the people on Tuesday are held fully accountable for their service to this idea, for their service to a public understanding of what we preserve in this country. I don't feel like there are a lot of people, a lot of entities, a lot of areas right now that are not completely self-focused. It's a very inward process. And I don't think that you elect people into government and make it less selfish. I think it really has to start deep in the soil and work its way up. And you're the soil. You're the people who make the culture, the crop, whatever it is, as successful as it can be. And we have to be the ones who hold those people who we elect accountable to protecting the idea that we do all get to participate in. My grandpa passed away in 2004, and ironically, when he passed away, he was late for bingo at the American Legion, and he had passed away at his home, and they called my parents to see if they had seen him, and they discovered he had passed away at his home. And, you know, it's just kind of ironic that after all of the time that my grandpa had served his family and his country and his faith, that the American Legion noticed that he was missing. And I appreciate that, because he gave a lot to him, and we don't acknowledge that service today the way we should. Tonight, we're going to be in the Edwardsville Veterans Day Parade, which is put on by the American Legion, the same American Legion that my grandpa served and volunteered in. And Brad, what are the details for folks that might want to come out and attend? You guys all did you do the Veterans Day Parade at Florissant?
I was not able to make that one.
So it was Ryan and Hannah were at the one in Florissant last Sunday, but Brad was not available. I was in Springfield with that volleyball tournament. But Ryan and Brad and I are going to go to the one in Edwardsville tonight, and we would love to see you. So what do people need to know?
So the parade itself starts at 7, and I'm not exactly sure what the parade route is. I just kind of really have an idea of, I know where we're supposed to meet.
It should go down Main Street in Edwardsville, so past the Wildie, which is where Tyrus's event was, and I imagine it curves around by like where Walgreens is in Edwardsville. So I think that, I think that the 97.1 people should meet up across the street from Walgreens. I'll just say that.
Okay. There you go.
It would be on the north side of the street across from Walgreens. Because I think it's like on the corner there. So close to Main Street and Walgreens. Go there.
That's a good spot for them.
Sure. So what time does it start?
Starts at 7.
And we start lining up at 6?
And we start lining up at 6.
Okay.
But they want us in the staging area by 6.
So, okay. So it's a fun parade. We're going to be in Brad's truck. We do not have some magnificent float. We had one built, and Ryan.
Are you kidding me?
Ryan burnt it down.
Mm-hmm.
My truck is a magnificent float.
Whatever. No, we're just excited to be part of it. We're excited to participate. And I think our families are going to be involved.
Yep.
I was going to tell you that. You should bring your kids.
Oh,
I think I'm going to bring my kids.
Mine have a soccer game, so.
At 7 at night?
At 8, so it's in Fenton. So
is it inside or outside?
Outside.
Fenton!
It's gonna be cold.
Frigid.
Hey, well, we encourage you too, though, that if you're thinking, hey, yesterday was so nice and today's cold, just come out for the. Don't worry about that. Bundle up and come out for the parade. It's not that cold. I'm going to be going to a soccer game afterwards, so we'll see you there.
It's very important to remember that, what those people who served us had to deal with. You can stand outside for 30 minutes and acknowledge some veterans who are going to be in a parade and some other people in the area who are going to acknowledge that. So we'll have some music playing in our truck, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good time.
And I'll try not to build the float by candlelight next year so that I don't burn it down.
I know. He wanted to go for this like Civil War vibe, and it just...
Very authentic.
He had sparklers, and they were a little too close to the cray paper that was making up the rest of the float.
Yeah, it was a disaster.
This is all not made up.
Today's YouTube live chat poll. I want to talk about this when we come back, and we have all agreed off air, mostly off air, that we can discuss this together, and we're going to talk about each other here, and we want to know what you think. The YouTube live chat poll is, who do you most politically identify with on an emotional level from the show? Hannah, Ryan, Brad, or myself? How are you handling? I mean, right now, especially with the results still pending in Arizona, in Nevada, and the balance of both houses still hanging out there waiting for people to make the call so we know what the deal is, there's probably some emotions that are brewing, and we're going to talk about that when we come back. So stick around. Go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel, and if you know already your answer to that question, vote in the YouTube live chat poll. If you don't, you want to kind of hear where we are, and maybe you can learn a little bit more about us. We'll discuss that when we come back. Don't go away.
We laid down our head. My daddy served in the
You're
army.
listening to the Annie Frey Show.
But he flew a flag out in our yard till the day that he died.
Today, we honor our brave men and women who've served. Happy Veterans Day.
To grow up and live happy in the land of the free.
Don't miss the Big Night In, a movie and media event on November 17th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Sound Room in Chesterfield. Be among the first to see the hottest home entertainment items for the holiday season and the year ahead. Hear from experts with the industry's premier manufacturers: Sony, Kaleidoscape, Epson, Paradigm, Anthem, Stewart Film Screen, Samsung, EPV Screens, and JL Audio. They'll lead demos and learning sessions. I'll even be there discussing the trends in media and how I experience all of this at home. Limited space is available. Reserve your spot today at thesoundroom.com. That's thesoundroom.com.
If you're looking for ways to reduce your IT costs, I want to introduce you to Roadmap Technologies. These guys know exactly what they're doing. They know how to navigate your IT services and the things that you need, the things that you don't need, and they want to make sure that you're fully satisfied with your IT services. They can help you reduce those costs as well. They are a local firm that specializes in helping IT managers measure, manage, and reduce software and hardware costs. If this sounds like something that you might be interested in, I want you to go to roadmaptech.com. That's roadmaptech.com, or you can call 314-222-0057. That's 314-222-0057. They are a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business, and Roadmap Technologies is a big supporter of Life Waters, a St. Louis-based organization that created a program specifically designed to help improve the lives of veterans, first responders, and civilians, including those with mobility impairments. For all of your IT needs to reduce the costs that you might be incurring right now and to make sure that you are fully safe and protected, go to roadmaptech.com.
Hi, this is Brian with Velocity Home Buyers, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 314-782-3333. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition and any price range in the St. Louis area. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that needs updating, but you don't have the time or money for it? Great, because I love buying outdated houses. I buy vacant houses, job relocation houses, and foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 314-782-3333. That's 314-782-3333.
Hi, this is Thomas Helbig with the Retirement Advisory Group.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw, Tom's nephew. As a family business, we are committed to protecting your retirement, whether you're nearing retirement or already retired. What if it were possible to protect you from market downturns without having to make an emotional decision to buy or sell? What if you could take advantage of a strategy that would automatically take you out of harm's way during the bad years and position you for the growth opportunity during the good years?
The secret is in linking safely to the market without putting your principal at risk. By linking to the market instead of owning the market, you can participate safely on autopilot and lock in your gains without creating a taxable event. Go online at retirementkey.com for a no-obligation retirement review. Learn the strategies that have helped our clients retire with confidence for the past 36 years. And just for coming in, you'll get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. So go online at retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
Flooring advancements have improved dramatically. Carpet is more stylish, pet-friendly, and stain-free.
Today's hard surfaces are easy to install, so people are replacing carpet and hard surfaces every 7 to 10 years.
If you bought a pre-owned home, don't live on someone else's floors. Make it your home.
Being locally family-owned for over 80 years, Ambassador Midwest Floor employs 100 installers and ensures quality installation with a gotta-be-right guarantee.
Love your floors?
And experience more at Ambassador
Midwest Floor.
This is St. Louis's home for conservative talk, but it's beyond politics. Today, we hope we can all come together and honor our brave men and women who've served. Happy Veterans Day from everyone at 97.1 FM Talk. This is the Annie Frey Show. 97.1 wishes all of America's veterans a happy Veterans Day.
Well, happy Veterans Day today to those who have served in the Navy. Better be the Navy.
It is
the Navy. Is the Navy.
Yeah.
Anchors away.
Anchors away. Well, I just want the Marines is from the Halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. Yeah, we're recognizing all of the veterans today that have served. Thank you so much for your sacrifice. I think it's a very quiet group, and today we want to make a little bit of noise for you, for all that you have done for us, and we appreciate you, we respect you, and we are grateful for you. Today's YouTube live chat poll, we're going to kind of dive into this here a little bit, and we want to know how you are feeling. The question of what do you do on a Friday in a week where we still are waiting for results to come in from a Tuesday election. There's news out that Senator Rubio has requested to delay the vote for leadership in the Senate. That's dramatic. So we will continue to watch that as that story unfolds. There's just a lot of drama right now. And with a lot of that drama, anytime you care about something passionately, your emotions are invested in it. So we are asking you today on the Annie Frey YouTube live chat poll, who do you most politically identify with on an emotional level from the show? So we're going to talk about how we handle elections like this, political drama, political turmoil. We're going to go around here and discuss how we're handling it, how we think we handle it, and then are we still in agreement? There's still time to backtrack on this.
Yep.
That we can explain what we think we are, and then we can also tell each other, this is what I think you are.
We can weigh in and help fill in, because you can be introspective and kind of be self-aware, but then sometimes if you're less self-aware about certain things, maybe there are things that we will identify about one another, and that will help people say, oh, I'm most like Hannah. Mm-hmm. Or, boop, I'm most like Hannah. So I'll go first. I'll put myself out there first to talk about how I feel emotionally in a week like this, and maybe kind of set the stage, and then you guys can land your blows if you need to. I will take the lead on it. I emotionally, when it comes to this, I have a lot of stress and anxiety because, generally speaking, what I hope for and what I expect are very incompatible. Like what I want in my heart, and I never expect to walk away a big winner when it comes to political elections. And I am somebody who tries to be super, super even keel so that the highs are never too high, but the lows also are never too low. And, I would say nationally, it's pretty simple for me to kind of assess the situation and to look at, here's what could happen, here's what's likely to happen, here's what might happen, but here's what could really happen, and try to be super aware of all of the scenarios that are out there so that I can be prepared. I want to be prepared for whatever comes, good or bad. I'm not freaking out about one outcome or the other. I just want to feel like when it arrives, I'm like, okay, I understand this. So I try to be pretty even keel about it. With the Illinois stuff, though, that's so personal to me that it does become emotional for me, and it hurts more to lose that. And I've kind of put myself out there before the election as well to say, like, if Bailey won, I would weep. And that was probably my way of saying this is an insurmountable mountain to climb. what he was up against with J.B. Pritzker's money and his machine. It's just an incredibly, incredibly tough thing to do. But I also don't want to be the person who doesn't live in the moment where you can still have hope. I just don't really know how to do that. I think what I just said is I don't know how to have hope. That's kind of sad. Well, that sucks. I don't know. I just want to be super rational about everything. And in that, it makes me really tense. In the moments after the election, however, I'm immediately going to try to say, give me the facts. What's the scenario? How do we use this to our advantage? And how do we take the moments that happened here in the last 24 hours, 48 hours, and learn from them so we can try to not make the same mistakes again? So I would say that I'm probably pretty pragmatic about things. I'm probably not like the most fun to be around when this time is developing because I don't like excitement. Excitement can be contagious, and I don't want to get excited about something that I don't want to be wrong. That's I mean, it really comes down to that. I just don't want to be wrong. So I want to stay right here, right in the middle.
I would like to add in on Annie's emotions about politics and everything like that. I say that you are 110% invested. Yeah. Every fiber of your being is poured into it. You care so much about it. We all think that's a great thing. Some may not, but we all do. And I would say you are 110% invested in it.
Yeah, I'm all in.
I would have said the same. I wouldn't have said it that way. But I would have said it much more negatively. Yeah.
She's obsessed.
Super annoying.
She's crazy.
I would have said, and I still will say that, and I don't really know how to classify this emotionally, but there's something emotional behind this.
Before you say what you're about to say, are you saying this with the best of intentions?
Yes.
Because I'm going to hear it that way then.
I am.
Okay.
That you, before the election and
so
after.
I'm so frightened now.
It's before and after. So it's something that drives your personality. And but you decided this is going to be, I am going to carry this load. I'm going to, I don't know who else is going to try, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to step up. And then since the election, and it's gone kind of this mixed bag way where you're going, I don't really know. I've seen you do it again where you've said, I am going to rally the troops here, look at the positives, which is weird for you because you're not an optimist, and carry on. And it's weird, and I'm kind of spinning into myself because I've been looking at it from your perspective rather than mine, because I tend to be an optimist, and I've been so roller coaster over this last week that I've been like, actually, you've been really consistent, and I don't know that that's what you're feeling, but that's what you're doing. So
that's thank you.
Right?
Yeah, I heard that. No, you were spot on in what I am feeling is not what I'm doing. But A, I have to be professional about it, and B, this is how I keep myself in check. Because man, if I have a weak moment, and this will happen at home sometimes, like I'll tell my husband, like, this is not now. Like whatever, maybe something is going on with the election or it's super intense and the kids are being obnoxious or something, and I will be like, give me 2 minutes. Because I don't want to be all over the place. I don't want to be that roller coaster. Not always successful at it, but I think that, yes, what I'm feeling and what I'm doing are probably two different things. So there is a conflict internally, but I think that there is positivity to talk about. I think there are good things to talk about. And I think that there are so many people. I know that this is kind of, I'm in the media. I am the media. So when I talk about the media, people are going to be like, aren't you talking about yourself? But there are a lot of people out there right now who want to gin up as much emotion as they possibly can because they feel like that's going to get you to pay attention to them more. I actually think two things. One, I think if you feel like this is a safe place to feel however you want to feel and to maybe exhale a little bit, you'll hang out with us even more. And secondly, if I were sitting in my car listening to something right now, I don't need sensationalism. I got it all inside of me right now. I know how I feel. I know who I want to win. I don't need someone to be like tweaking me the entire way from home to the grocery store to get me really going. I actually feel like I would want somebody who would say, all right, what do we do now? So that's kind of where I'm at. All right, let's go to Brad.
So on you.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I would say you always say you're not an optimist. I would say what you are, at least leading up to the elections, is an optimist pretending to be a pessimist. I think that your heart.
You call me a liar?
No, I think
Just kidding.
that you actually view things with a positive outlook, but you don't want to let yourself get so high, so you pull yourself back going into it.
Yeah, that's true.
But then the other side of that is that whenever you think things aren't going well, you pull yourself up so you don't get too low. So it's what you're saying, but I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit for the optimism that does actually lie within you. It's just that you tamp it down, and part of tamping
I don't
want to
look it straight in the eyes.
Yeah.
I'm kind of side-eyeing it the whole time, like, get away from me.
Part of tamping it
I don't know
down
what to do with you.
is saying that you're not an optimist out there. So that would be the only critique I would have.
So as you're voting, think about that. Now you know Annie. Like, what?
Brad, what about you? Who are you?
So I would say I am not emotional very much at all. So I don't try to be too up or too down. I'm just not too up or too down. And I think that my too up and my not too up and not too down attitude it shocks a little people whenever I do show a little bit of emotion. They think it's bigger than what it actually is, even though, so if like you're used to driving on a straight road and a dip comes through unexpectedly, you're like, whoa, what was that? And I feel like that's who I am emotionally, especially when it comes to politics.
Do you ever get caught off guard being emotional?
No, because I see it coming. I know it's coming. And
So you don't get caught off guard?
No, I know it's coming. Well, I'll give you an example. I was cutting together some audio for today, and I could see the emotions coming because it's just really good stuff. But I don't ever get too far into it, and it's not that I'm trying not to or whatnot. I just am not.
It's just not you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You're very even keel and but you do have an ounce of optimism to you, or a bright side looker that I don't. It's not that I don't see the bright side, but I just don't expect the bright side. But you expect the bright side, and you know that you're expecting the bright side. There are people who right. There are people who look on the bright side but don't realize that they're choosing the bright side.
Yeah.
That's you, right?
Yeah, it's just dumb.
No, it's not dumb. No.
Yeah.
No.
It is. It's completely unaware.
If I could be that, I think I would rather be that. I just can't do it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place to be.
They say it's bliss.
Yes, they do.
But Brad, you're somebody who will choose to see the bright side willfully. And I think that that's a good
It's
thing.
because I've been through the bad side and I know I can make it through.
Okay. Right, Hannah, Ryan, you want to add to Brad?
I think Brad is, if I could pick emotionally anybody to be politically, I'd pick Brad. He's very level-headed. He's aware of information. He's aware of his own emotions and feelings. I think you made a good assessment of yourself.
Brad is politically, emotionally extremely sure of his positions and willing to draw the line around where he's sure, to say, well, here's where I know for sure and here's where I don't. So I'm not going to speak to the stuff I don't at all. But anytime it's within my zone, I will tell you exactly what's right and wrong, and it is right and wrong.
Absolutely.
So I actually appreciate that, because that's actually a really good place to debate from, because you're not really ever conceding the ground that you're sure of, and you never really debate on the ground you're not. So I don't know, again, where that puts you emotionally other than just being steady. I mean, I think you kind of nailed that.
Yeah, steady's a good word.
Wiggins?
Hannah?
Me? Okay.
No. Okay, well, we'll do Hannah first.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Hannah,
okay. If I had to describe myself emotionally and politically tied together, I would say that I am passionate and I'm optimistic. And I usually am not optimistic about much. I, like Annie, like to prepare myself for the worst. But when it comes to politics, I have hope that people will rise, and I think there's always room for improvement. And I don't know if that's because I'm new to the political scene, but I think there is hope. and I am very passionate about it. I want people to be more informed. I'm not the shout at your face type of person, but I want people to be aware and I want people to be involved. And that's where my passion really comes in with politics. Thoughts?
I think that you have a youth about yourself that the three of us that are well, Ryan's in his 40s, but Brad and
I have
I
a youth about me. You're right.
we're in our Ryan and I or Brad and I in our 30s. That you have a hope about you, I think, which is good. And I see it in you, and I feel like I want a little dose of that. I want it to rub off on me a little bit. But like your excitement for when Eric Schmidt got elected,
gosh, that was great.
I don't know, like a year ago, if you would have been like, I don't know how invested you would be in all this, but you have an emotional excitement about you that maybe the three of us don't really have anymore. But it really does add to what we're doing here, and I think it probably has contributed a lot to our listeners to hear somebody who is engaging in what is really a cynical, awful cesspool of a place. That your brightness is very welcome.
You know what's weird is that watching Hannah, and it probably is youth, but it's watching her emotionally be shocked by things. Because I don't know that we are shocked by things anymore. I mean, I'll get worked up about something, but you will genuinely be like, can you
Safety
believe
Act.
this?
Oh, the Safety Act.
The first time we talked about the Safety Act, she was sitting out there and she came in the break and she goes, "Is that real?"
Yeah.
And I go, "Well, we're not lying about it. We didn't just make it up.
How could this be real?" I did. I busted through the studio door and I just couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it.
Yeah, neither can I. It's not even your state. Blech.
Yeah.
Anything else, Brad?
I think that you haven't been, and hopefully you never become jaded about politics. And I think that is a very, very valuable thing because it allows you to look at things without the cynicism that a lot of other people do, because there's like, oh yeah, well, you know how it'll be and blah, blah, blah. So that adds that hope to that optimism. And if more people take your attitude toward things, it won't make politics naive. It'll make politics more honest, more open, and better.
And that's what I want. That's what everybody wants.
Vicky
hopefully.
says Hannah's hope is really contagious. Amanda says Hannah helps keep me informed and really has come so far, and I am so proud of her. And her last name is also Hannah's last name.
That's my sister. And yesterday, my mom and my sister both were like, "Hannah, can you just sit us down and explain what happened in the election? We want like a little history lesson." And I was like,
"Oh, yes, I can.
Yes,
sit
I
down,
love
grab some
this."
coffee." All right, here's a question, Ryan. You are the only one that's left.
Mm-hmm.
Should we do that in Wiggins America? And then Wiggins America, what you have in the first segment in the 1 o'clock hour?
Let's bump it.
I'll give you a longer Wiggins America at 1:05.
Yeah. Well, I've got some good stuff. So
I know.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's
do that.
psychoanalyze Ryan Wiggins
Okay.
when we come back. Anchors away!
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe. Today, we honor our brave men and women who've served. Happy Veterans Day.
Honey, it's time to leave for the game. Are you still in the basement? We're going to be late.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to clean up the water from last night's rain. These cracks in the basement walls aren't getting any better.
I told you to call Midwest Basement Tech. They fixed our neighbor's basement and it's been dry ever since. And Midwest Basement Tech even guarantees it.
Don't miss another second of your favorite game because of basement or crawl space problems. Call Midwest Basement Tech at 1-800-848-9805 or visit us on the web at midwestbasementtech.com for money-saving coupons. You don't have to live with leaks, cracks, and mold in your basement. We work year-round and our estimates are free. Does your home's foundation have bowed or cracked walls? This could be a sign of foundation failure. Call now for a free expert analysis of your home's foundation problems. Serving both sides of the river, call us at 800-848-9805 for your local service tech or on the web at midwestbasementtech.com.
This station is now conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a
Hi, this is Ken.
And Lori Heisey of Heisey Advisory Group. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families work toward their financial goals.
If you're retiring soon, join us Saturday at 9:30 a.m. for your Retirement Highway.
Investment advisory services by individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Attention! Did you or a loved one live at or near Marine Base Camp Lejeune in North Carolina between 1953 and 1987? If so, listen closely for this important legal announcement. From 1953 to 1987, Marines and their family members at Camp Lejeune drank water that was contaminated with hazardous toxins. The toxins found in the water at Camp Lejeune may cause health issues, especially later in life. Types of health issues associated with water at Camp Lejeune are numerous. If you or a loved one lived near Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987, you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation without going to court. Even if you were turned down in the past, a new law can allow you to file a claim today. If you or a loved one spent time near Camp Lejeune, call the Negligence Network to find out if you're eligible for financial compensation. There's no fee unless we win your case. Call 1-800-600-5536. That's 1-800-600-5536. 1-800-600-5536.
November is upon us, and it's time to give thanks. And one thing I'm thankful for is a clean home, and the pros at Zero Res really go a long way in making that happen. Their cleaning process is platinum rated by the Carpet and Rug Institute for superior extraction and fast dry time. The patented ZR process, which includes ZR Clean, does not contain any harsh soaps, shampoos, or detergents, so it's safe for pets and kids. But before you turn your furnace on for this winter, make sure you do something about the air ducts. The air ducts, the lungs of your home, if they're dirty, your indoor air quality suffers. So they got a great offer for you right now. Call Zero Res or go online to ZeroResSTL.com. Say you want the Mark Reardon special. 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at $129 with a free room of fiber protectant and $50 off air ducts. That's a total of $130 in savings. Take advantage of a great November offer. Call 314-474-2020 or ZeroResSTL.com. You spell it backward or forward, it spells the same. Zero Res. And make sure you tell them that Mark Reardon sent you over.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling and Insulation Studio. Make sure your furnace is ready to safely heat your home this fall. For heating service, repairs, or a new HVAC system, visit aircomfortservice.com.
The voice for hardworking, free-thinking Americans.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
You're listening to 97.1 FM Talk. This is the Annie Frey Show.
Clear Creek.
97.1 would like to thank our veterans today. We're all grateful for you and to you.
Cornbread in my mama's kitchen. Daddy's saying grace before the meal. Family ties run deep in this land, and I'm never very far from what I am. I was born country.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Happy Veterans Day to you, to yours. Thank you to all of those veterans who have served this country. We are grateful for you. We are in debt to you, and we appreciate you. So we're talking a little bit today on our YouTube live chat poll about this week, the election, how you feeling. It's hard for me to look in on a Friday and be like, what kind of guests do I want to get on the show to contribute? And at this point, there's really nothing to report. There's only
it's the same as it was.
The only thing that I can really bring on this show to discuss is speculative and is going to take however you're feeling and tweak it up a notch. And I just didn't want to do it. If there is news to be reported, we will report it for you right here on the Annie Frey Show, of course. But there just isn't really that information right now. So it's more about like how you feeling. It's Friday. It's Veterans Day. This is a day to acknowledge and celebrate something that is important to our country. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about the vibe. How are you feeling right now?
Annie,
this week. That's what I said.
She's using the word.
I said a word on my show, and I'll say it again if I want to. The YouTube live chat poll, if you go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel, is who do you most politically identify with on an emotional level from the show? Hannah, Brad, Ryan, or Annie. Now, in the last segment, I went first. Brad and Hannah followed, and I talked about how I am, and everybody contributed to what they think about how I am, and we did the same for Brad and Hannah. But we haven't gone to Ryan yet. So Ryan, explain to us emotionally a week like this when it comes to politics, before an election, during an election, after an election, which we're not at that point yet. We're not after the election yet. We're in it. And we didn't realize we were going to have to tread water this long. What's the emotion?
Okay. I think in my turning 40, in my 40s, which I'm barely in.
Do you remember that when that happened?
Yeah, it was very, very recently. So easy to remember. And plus I'm sharp as a tack.
You're what?
Sharp as a tack. I think I said shark
He
attack.
said shark.
But regardless,
how old are you?
I think my point remains.
Senility sets in.
That I have embraced the fact that I've run from it my whole life, that I am actually pretty emotional. And didn't want to ever acknowledge that because the 4-letter word in conservatism that starts with an F is feel. And we don't talk about it, but I am talking about it. I am embracing the fact that I am an emotional guy. And therefore, before the election, way high, way up, super excited going into it. Totally devastated Tuesday night, like way more than I should have been.
You were devastated?
Oh, yeah. I went to
Wow,
bed.
you held that together.
I went to
good.
bed.
Is now the right time to post the picture of you laying face first on my floor with that Abraham Lincoln hat on and a bottle of Waple Whiskey?
You can. However, that's when I was still feeling kind of fun and funny. So I don't
did
know.
send that to the boss.
Yeah, I got that text back to me from higher ups here.
Oh.
So thank you for that.
Lovely.
Yeah, I don't know that they knew it was a joke. But
I'm pretty sure that picture started with you going, "Oh, take a picture of me looking like this,"
Yeah.
and then you crawled down on the floor and you're posed. So it's very difficult to
And then we
be sorry for sending that photo.
And then we just kept telling you, we're like, oh, wait.
Stay there.
Stay there. Stay
Yeah.
there.
Hold on a second.
multiple angles.
We weren't taking pictures. No. You just laid
You
there.
were just. Oh, now I understand. Hope everybody's having a good time. Shark attack.
Shark attack.
So anyway, then I came into here on Wednesday, and we're all very tired. But you were doing what I described, which is you were carrying on. You were soldiering on, and I actually got rather inspired again.
Oh, yay.
So then I was feeling, hey, you know what? I'm looking at the bright side again. Here we go. And so then...
Isn't that exhausting, though?
Oh, it's totally exhausting. That's why I sleep so much. That's why I have to have my sleep apnea device.
Fountains
I
Family
gotta
Dentistry.
sleep so hard. Yeah, Fountains Family Dentistry. So then, as I've looked at the stats and seen that right now it looks like Republicans were +4 as far as national vote, which how many times have we heard over the last few years, oh, Republicans never win the popular vote. Well, this year we did, and it actually fairly big. So that gives me some courage going into future elections. And now I don't really know how to feel because I'm still waiting on the results. So I will just summarize and say I have been a complete roller coaster. And so if you...
I think that when I came up with this question, that you were a key part of this being a good YouTube poll question, because I think a lot of people feel just like you. Like, just looking around, looking for something to steady you.
What is it? Yeah. And for me, I mean, personally speaking, I always go, you know what I didn't do enough leading up to this, at any event, is pray. I just haven't been in prayer, which is what steadies me. And I think makes an impact, not just because we always talk about prayer like what it does for the person, but I think it makes a difference in the world. Mm-hmm. And so I have not been doing that. And so emotionally, I've been kind of getting back on track and being like, I need to be doing the fundamentals of the faith that I have not been doing because I've been so focused on this stuff. But professionally, and you mentioned this, Annie, I host a show, but it's just weekends. So I haven't had a chance to really,
Saturdays and Sundays.
Saturdays and Sundays. I mean, you mentioned it. I didn't, but it is on Sunday evenings now, too.
You told me I had to.
It's part of my contract. I haven't had a chance
Can
to
we
kind
make a contract between the two of us?
Yeah, let's please. Yeah, it'll just be a show sheet with us writing a few things on it. Here's what I agreed to do.
At least you'd look at it then.
I just didn't look at this one.
There's nothing on it.
Yeah. But I haven't had a chance to really share the way I've been feeling. And I think in a week like this, that's probably good because I feel fully empathetic toward this is what you must be feeling. So this is where I would be on Wednesday. This is where I'd be on Thursday, Tuesday, whatever. I would have been all over the map if I was hosting a daily. And maybe that would have been entertaining. I have no idea, but I feel like it's probably better that this week I wasn't doing that because I would have been up and down so much. So if you if we had to summarize for the vote, I would say I was a roller coaster.
Yeah, summarize all of our characteristics here.
Brad was steady.
And positive.
And positive leaning anyway.
On the positive side of steady.
Yeah. Roller coaster for Ryan, steady Brad. Hannah is bright-eyed and coming in fresh, surprised, optimistic. Annie has been, I would say, keep calm and carry on. Something like that. Yeah. Steady, not steady like Brad, but steady
it's almost emotional.
It's taking yourself out of it and saying, here's what we have to do now. It's like a soldier mentality. So
I don't know what this means, but Art says, for the poll question, I identify the most with Annie as we both have this whole righteous art of our indignation thing down to an art.
Yeah.
There is a bit of righteous indignation that exists right now.
Isn't that just his username?
Yeah.
Reworded?
I'm pretty sure. I don't know that he means that in a nice way, but it's okay to be indignant from time to time. And you can look at the world around you and go, what the hell is going on? You can absolutely be upset with the way things are going, and you can express that. I just think right now, we don't know yet. And if the Republicans take both, there's a lot of room to be positive, but we're not there yet.
Yeah.
All right, go vote in YouTube live chat poll and let us know why you voted the way you did. When we come back, Wiggins America and comedy in just a minute. Don't go away.
You had a solid retirement dream. Sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But inflation and recession has you wondering if all your hard-earned equity will still be there. What if you could recession-proof your equity right now? You can with Truehold. Truehold will buy your home for its best current value before a recession can erode it. You get to bank all the cash now and live in your home for as long as you want, and Truehold covers all property taxes, insurance, repairs, and maintenance. And since Truehold pays your home's current value in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you like. Don't wait for inflation, recession, and interest rates to erode your home's value. Visit Truehold.com and discover how much Truehold will buy your home for today based on its best current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without having to move. That's Truehold.com.
Hey, it's Tom Ackerman. Where do you go for your annual eye health examination? Ophthalmology Associates, of course. Doctors Greg Birdie and Ranjan Malhotra. Dr. Robert Bersati, he's the one I saw. Or Dr. Andrew Royer. They are available to you and are there to take care of all your vision needs at Ophthalmology Associates. They're on Manchester Road, a half mile west of 270. Your vision is their business at Ophthalmology Associates. In fact, many of their patients are doctors themselves. That's why they call themselves the doctors, Ophthalmology Associates. Are your eyes itchy and scratchy? It could be more than just allergies. They're the leaders in dry eye diagnosis and treatment. They're the leaders in LASIK and discussing those procedures. And if you're having difficulty reading or driving at night, you have glare from oncoming headlights, could be early signs of cataracts, and they can talk to you about multifocal lens implants. Ophthalmology Associates, yourEyeDoc.com.
If you need to sell your home to buy a new home, it's never been more important to have an experienced negotiator you can trust. You need my friends Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty on your side, fighting for every dollar for you. Check out thegelmanteam.com. That's thegelmanteam.com.
Visit Shane Company. We have the largest selection of natural diamonds and lab-grown diamonds in all shapes and sizes, each one hand-selected for its beauty.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
Buying a car is just a few clicks away at Bomarito.com. Choose new or pre-owned. See it today, drive it today. Shop thousands of vehicles and even buy 100% online with Bomarito Fast Pass. Go a test drive, get financing, plus more for your trade at Bomarito, and we'll deliver your vehicle to you. A better experience, a better price, and real service after the sale. Go with the automotive leader, Bomarito, Missouri's #1 automotive group, open 24/7 at Bomarito.com.
KFTK FM Florissant.
Driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group.
97.1 FM Talk.
Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Taking
Taking the climate fight to Egypt, I'm Rich Dennison, Fox News. President Biden stopped in Africa earlier today to discuss U.S. efforts to combat climate change on the first stop of his round-the-world trip, saying the U.S. is on track to meet global climate goals.
At the COP27 climate summit in Egypt, President Biden announced the U.S. will meet emissions targets by 2030.
We're not ignoring harbingers that are already here. It's true. So many disasters.
The president says there is more urgency for nations to double down on their climate commitments.
Russia's war only enhances the urgency of the need to transition the world off its dependence on fossil fuels.
President Biden is also promising greater U.S. funding to help developing and lower-income nations become more climate resilient.
Fox's Jared Halpern. After a meeting in Cambodia, President Biden will head to Bali, Indonesia for a summit of G20 leaders. There he's scheduled to meet face-to-face Monday with Chinese President Xi Jinping. The December 6th runoff race to determine a U.S. Senate seat from Georgia is seeing millions of dollars pouring in.
As Republicans try to link Senator Raphael Warnock to the economic policies of President Joe Biden, Warnock is reaching out to moderates and independents.
For those of you who made a different choice this time, whether for Herschel Walker or someone else, I want to speak directly to you. Come on. Over the next 4 weeks, I hope you will give me the opportunity to earn your vote.
Republican Governor Brian Kemp, who won re-election this week, is loaning his Get Out the Vote resources to the Mitch McConnell-aligned Super PAC Senate Leadership Fund, which is the top outside group supporting Herschel Walker in the runoff.
Fox's Jonathan Seri in Atlanta. A mixed day on Wall Street with just under 2 hours left in the trading day, the Dow down 42. America's listening to Fox News.
You've got advanced prostate cancer, but you're not waiting around. You want straight talk, the facts about Orgovix.
Orgovix Relagolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact: Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment, a pill, not an injection. Orgovix may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovix can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovix treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovix may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with Orgovix. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
Air Comfort Service, heating and cooling, weather.
The official 97.1 FM Talk Weather Center forecast for the afternoon. Some clouds and sun, breezy afternoon. High today 47. Clear and cold tonight, low 29. Partly sunny for tomorrow, the high only 38. And then clear and cold tomorrow night, low 25. Partly sunny Sunday, the high 42. And then for Monday, partly sunny and chilly with the daytime high 47. I'm Steve Williams for 97.1 FM Talk.
97.1 would like to thank our veterans today. We're all grateful for you and to you. Happy Veterans Day, and thanks for all you've done for us. From everyone here in St. Louis at 97.1 FM Talk.
You want to retire soon, but everyone keeps telling you to wait until you're 65. After all, that's the age that you qualify for Medicare and you're close to full retirement age. I'm Marvin Mitchell, president of Compass Retirement Solutions. In my new book, Retire Early, The 9 Critical Decisions When Retiring Before 65, I discuss proper planning to help make early retirement possible. When to take Social Security, what to do with your 401k, health care, how to maximize retirement income, and much more. Get a complimentary copy of Retire Early by calling 1-800-743-8510. That's 1-800-743-8510. Can you retire early? Call 1-800-743-8510 for your copy of Retire Early, the 9 critical decisions when retiring before 65.
Investments and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and Illinois. Compass Retirement Solutions is not affiliated with the U.S. government or any governmental agency.
97.1 FM Talk is embracing the spirit of giving to support the Tree of Hope at SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, and we need your help. Funds raised help the hospital offer programs not covered by insurance, but so necessary to a child's recovery. Most importantly, all children at Cardinal Glennon receive the best care, regardless of their family's ability to pay. Thank you for supporting Cardinal Glennon. Please make your donations to the Tree of Hope today at 971talk.com/Cardinal Glennon or text the word HOPE to 20357.
Mark Cox here with a real estate update and insight from my friend and trusted realtor, Gloria Liu, with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria says, look, sitting on the sidelines may not be the best strategy moving forward in a continually shifting market. Homes aren't selling as fast, and in most cases, price reductions are becoming pretty common. Gloria also says that earlier this year, with low inventory, sellers didn't need a strategy to sell because homes were listed and sold immediately. Now more than ever, though, it is crucial to have a proven strategy to get your home sold. That's why I strongly suggest you call Gloria Liu before you list your home to get the absolute most money. Get this, Gloria is so confident she'll sell your home, she will guarantee in writing up front to sell it at your agreed to price and time frame, or she will buy it. Call her at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888, or visit gloriahasthebuyers.com.
Hey, natural gas leaks can be very dangerous if you're not careful. If you smell the odor of natural gas, leave it to the professionals to track it down. Warn others and leave the building immediately. Make sure you call your gas company from another location.
A tip from your friends at Mango.
Tony LaRussa here. Men, are you running out of stamina rounding third base? If so, call my friends at Victory Men's Health in O'Fallon, Illinois. Scoring at home is important, just as important as crossing the plate with the winning run. VictoryMen'sHealth.com.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
I can't go back on the air right now. I'm making plans. I'm in the middle of making big plans.
Let's just keep talking about that.
No.
Well, let's play a song and just keep talking.
Oh, like we keep talking about it.
Yeah, we keep talking, not on the air.
Put Anchors Away back up on the air. It's Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day to you and to yours. I talked in the first segment of the first hour about my grandpa who served in World War II in the Army. He was an officer. My grandmother also served in World War II, but she served Australia because that's where she is from. And my grandpa met my grandma, married her, and brought her home. Brad, do you have any veterans in your family that you want to acknowledge today?
My father-in-law, retired Air Force Major, Eldon Schmidt. Great man, served in Vietnam. He was a meteorologist, and so his job in Vietnam was basically weather reports for flights going in and out. So Operation Rolling Thunder and all those cool things.
Isn't it so awesome when you get to because how much the intricacies of war and fighting? You need so many people doing so many different skills, and it might seem like one skill, like meteorology.
Yeah,
pretty big deal when you're when you're making plans. Map making, like my grandpa was. Pretty important to get the map right.
Logistics is like war is won by logistics. But like the really cool thing about him is like we'll be sitting there and we'll see something come up on Fox News or something, like they'll release a report back in the 60s, the United States used to blah, blah, blah. And this is so like I'll give you an example. It was recently they talked about how they would fly these planes out to catch the film from the satellites that they had. The spy satellites it wasn't digital, right? They dropped the film. And he's like, oh, yeah, I worked on that. I'm glad I can tell you guys about it now. There's so many secrets that he has that he can't tell us because it's still classified. So he just sits on him. He doesn't tell us. And then all of a sudden, like he'll out of the blue, oh, yeah, I worked on that program.
It's so cool. So you said Eldon Schmidt.
Eldon Schmidt.
Father-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Brian, anybody who you like to acknowledge on Veterans Day?
Not really in my immediate family. I've got a very large extended family with a couple of people who served that I don't talk to as much as I should, but I do have several very close friends who, my age, who served in Iraq, and mostly because of where we live, Brad, I think Air Force veterans.
Air Force, yeah.
Who either have served or some of them even saw combat or saw overseas deployment. And just a shout out to all of them because they some people that I know very well, they have made their their service really a part of who they are. And when
it's kind of hard not to, but the way that it manifests itself can be very different.
It is, because there are some people I talk to who I know are veterans, excuse me, who they never really talk about it, and they just view it that that was a period of my life, and then I moved on. And others who that is their life, and they say that was maybe the most important thing I've ever done. Not that they talk about it all the time, but you can see that it's ingrained in who they are. Mm-hmm. And both of those types of people I want to thank, but it's the people who I talk about it the most with, who I know the most about, who I just want to acknowledge. One of those is my good buddy Mike Morris, who's probably not listening right now because he's overseas at the moment, but I wanted to say shout out to him.
I would like to shout out my grandpa, Jerry Reed. He was a Master Chief in the Navy, and I've always loved hearing his stories and feeling his passion, and I think he raised my mom and her siblings all with those core values, and I really appreciate him and his service, and I love him.
I want to read some comments here from people on the Annie Frey YouTube channel that are acknowledging friends and family on this Veterans Day. Mike on YouTube says, a salute to my father, a World War II veteran. May he rest in peace. Vicky says, thank you to every single veteran, past, present, and future, for you and your family's sacrifice. John on YouTube says, veteran here, 71 to 73. John, thank you so much for your service. Betsy says, God bless all the veterans and their families. Thank you for your service. I appreciate everybody continuing to leave their comments here, so please come to the Annie Frey YouTube channel, acknowledge folks. We'll try to continue to do these shout-outs throughout the course of the day. James on YouTube says, as a Navy veteran myself, the common good for our freedom, and also a member to great democracy, it was and still is the right thing to do. Jeff, this is touching, on YouTube, says, my friend Riley Baker died over in Afghanistan. We found that out when I was having a daughter, so her middle name is his name in his honor.
Wow.
Yeah. Keep the comments coming, and we want to continue to acknowledge those that have served. If it's you, if it's your loved one, this is a great way for us to be able to take a moment in their honor today, and we want to continue to do so throughout the course of the show. So just go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel in the comment section, and you can leave a comment there. The YouTube live chat poll, while you're there, you can vote. Who do you most politically identify with on an emotional level from the show? Hannah, Brad, Ryan, or Annie? You can go back and listen to our explanations in the last couple segments where we kind of discussed where we are on this and weighed in on each other. I think we all were very kind to one another and honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the break, we said what we really felt. Just kidding.
Fisticuffs.
But we have Wiggins America, which we have postponed from its normal spot to this spot because you put a little work and effort into it. We want to highlight it and give you a little extra time.
Wiggins!
Oh! Wiggins!
Yeah, so I don't know what inspired me to do this. I think I saw a couple of headlines of jokes that sounded funny this week about the midterms. So I started combing through a lot of late night TV to see how they had handled the midterms, because we had our takes. A lot of people, in this industry, we're kind of struggling with a narrative to grasp here. So I started looking at the late night comedians, seeing what was their narrative. What are they sharing? In doing so, I realized a number of things about the state of late night comedy.
It's not funny.
It's really not very good. And I was trying to enjoy myself. I mean, I'm looking for a narrative, but I couldn't find one, first of all. And I also couldn't find anything that was really making me laugh, which was depressing, because these are, as you know, comedy shows. They're supposed to make you laugh. And this was a time that it seems like you could have made some pretty good jokes about both sides, because it's over for the most part. It's like time to do it. And they weren't doing it. So of all of this watching of these different programs, including the main hosts, Colbert and Kimmel and Corbin and Jimmy Fallon, Trevor Noah, SNL, I've picked out what I thought genuinely to be the best 3 jokes that I could find about the midterms. So I pulled that audio here.
In the Florida governor's race, Democrat Charlie Crist has been defeated by MAGA wannabe and 2024 hopeful Ron DeSantis. And now, in accordance with Florida law, Charlie Crist will be forced on a plane and flown to Martha's Vineyard. We're staying in Florida. Staying in Florida in the Senate race, it looks like Republican Marco Rubio has defeated Democratic rising star Val Demings. In 2020, Demings was on the short list to be Joe Biden's running mate, while Rubio is on the short list for being short.
That's just mean.
Yeah, I mean,
not even funny. Like that's like the stuff that I hear when I'm coaching like 5th and 6th grade volleyball and basketball.
Yes.
I'm like, hey, knock it off.
Yes.
Be nice. Go run a lap, Colbert.
That came out of the writer's room where they write jokes for a living. She came up a little short, but he's just short.
Imagine.
Whoa.
Yeah. How tall is Colbert?
He's not short.
He's not
so I
short.
think he's allowed to make that joke.
I'm gonna go look up his height and make that decision myself.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, because your standards are different.
Probably says he's 5'11".
Yeah, no kidding.
That's always the height that
If he's
people
5'11",
pick.
He
Men
is
pick.
5'11".
Hey!
Oh, no.
I don't believe
No,
that.
and he's got a height complex 100%. Shorty McShorty.
If you claim you're 5'11",
you're not 5'11".
That's like the football thing. He's like 260. He's like, that guy's 240 soaking wet.
Oh, man. That is so funny that he is 5'11". You don't get to make fun of people's height if you're not 6 feet tall.
I mean, it's just a lazy, boring
Marco
joke.
Rubio is 5'9".
Wow.
He's not that's
the same size as I am.
That's not tall, but it's not like
it's
same size.
Let me stick up for Mark Rubio here.
Yeah.
Marco.
It's the short people unite, right?
No, it is the average American male height is 5'9".
Incredibly average, right?
And I'm 5'9.5", just for the record. So I guess I'm a little above average.
I love this topic.
Let's go to Jimmy Kimmel.
In Georgia, Herschel Walker and Raphael Warnock have already started campaigning for their runoff next month. That race could ultimately decide who controls the Senate. So Republicans are sending in the big guns. Herschel was out on the trail today with Ted Cruz. And you know your campaign's in trouble when somebody picks up the phone and says, get us Ted Cruz right away. It's funny, when they told Herschel Ted Cruz was coming, he was like, hell yes, Top Gun. And they're like, no, that's Tom.
These are the best jokes I could find.
Ted Cruz is wildly successful.
Yes.
I mean, he's really successful. Don't you just get the vibe that these guys want to be these guys? Like
maybe.
that Kimmel wants to be. This is the thing. This is kind of upside down. Our American political system is so sensationalized and celebritized, new word.
Nice.
That they're the celebrities. The celebrities want to be associated with and be like the super cool politicians. It's kind of backwards.
Well, it's odd that you don't know what the next clip is because you just segued perfectly into what it is. Now, before you get to it, though, keep in mind that the three that I've picked here, I could have easily picked worse jokes. There were a lot of worse jokes. So if I was just trying to make a point of how bad the comedy was, I would have picked the worst I could find. But these are legitimately the best I could find.
John on YouTube says people that are 5'9" and smaller make better fighter pilots.
Okay. I don't know what that is. That
fighter pilots are awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In short.
It is. I think it has something to do with G-Lock.
Yeah,
get out here. Oh, there, you make a great jockey. Yeah, thank you. I'm not even short. This narrative is
I promise I'm not.
It's such BS.
Right.
Who keeps saying it?
You do.
No,
Ryan.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
are.
Ryan, did you just compare fighter pilots to jockeys?
No, but I'm saying that's the next thing. Is they're gonna be like, oh, well, you're 5'9". You
No.
probably...
I want to be a fighter pilot.
I kind of do wish I would have said it.
Yes, you do.
But you said it.
No, I said somebody else is going to say it. Now go ahead, Internet.
Well, listen, folks, that's the problem. We don't have any stars anymore. Too many Raphael Warnocks and not enough Herschel Walkers. Which is why we're going to make some last-minute changes before Tuesday with the Democrats who are exciting. Got that sizzle. For example, hey, California, sick of Adam Schiff? Or meet your next Congresswoman. She ran for president back in 2020 and loves a good crystal. It's Marianne Williamson.
As a prominent author and level 4 enchantress, I am ready to fight for the American dream, which I caught in this Tibetan singing bowl.
That's it.
Dong.
That's it. Yeah, there's the dong.
I just think that's a really good impression. Sounds just like her.
That's it, though. I mean, that is a 6 to 7 minute sketch, that one with Biden there at the end that SNL did before the election. That the whole bit was that they were bringing out people that they thought, oh, maybe this person could run for office. Somebody comes out and does like a 10-second impersonation, and they go away, and they were terrible. Marianne Williamson was the only one that was kind of funny because the crystal thing, catching your luck in a crystal basket or whatever it was. I was like, that's funny. But that's it. Like, that's how bad these jokes were, that I thought the Tom Cruise, Ted Cruz joke was kind of funny. I thought the having to fly Charlie Crist to Martha's Vineyard was kind of funny.
Ted Cruz joke is funny if it's an off-the-cuff and conversation quip. You don't sit down and write and go, use that. That's
but
great.
That's what I mean. Like, it was just that bad. That's hours and hours of watching some of this stuff. That's the best 3 I could find.
Oh, it's so sad.
It is sad.
It's sad that these people are this sad.
Yes.
Like, they're hurting.
It does seem that way. Because, as you heard, the cheers, the boos, there was no dissent. This was a fully partisan audience, and they know that they're just writing for those people, and that's it.
You know where you do get a little bit of up and down, back and forth? Bill Maher. He makes jokes about everybody, and the audience reacts to all the jokes, especially when they are funny. All right, Marines, I hear you. Happy Veterans Day to you. Thank you for what you have done for this country. We're going to continue to acknowledge you folks who have served and sacrificed, and that includes people in those families, people who have been at home while their loved ones are away. We thank you as well. On Veterans Day, we acknowledge the people who make this country free and keep this country free. Thank you so much for what you do. When we come back, we're going to do a little Ask Me Anything. We need some of your questions, though, in the live chat. So get on the Annie Frey YouTube channel and comment. What do you want to ask the cast and crew here on the Annie Frey Show? Hannah will highlight those questions and ask the room when we come back. Don't go away.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show. 97.1 would like to thank our veterans today. We're all grateful for you and to you.
We fought for life and never lost our nerve. If the Army and the Navy ever looked on heaven's seas, they will find us resort guarded by United States Marines.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friends at ThrottleNet. These are the genius IT guys that I've been representing for years and years now. We are number one all the time. Best in customer service from Small Business Monthly. Best in cybersecurity, again, Small Business Monthly. We have an average response time. I love this statistic. The average response time in St. Louis in 2020 by IT companies. You have a problem, you reach out to them, hey, I'm all shut down, help me, was 3 hours. If you got back within 3 hours, you were cool. Ours was 1 minute, 57 seconds, and the guys were very unhappy with that. It takes less than 2 minutes for us to address your problems. Here's a huge thing. We are now offering $500,000 in ransom protection to everyone who uses us. This is part of the deal. You don't pay extra for it. So if you happen to be hit and you have to pay, we're going to pay it up to $500,000. Now, this shows you how confident we are because no one under our protection has ever had to pay. Go to throttlenet.com/DGS.
Stewart's American Mortgage, the bagel loan guy, he's going to help you with your mortgage situation. Is your mortgage situation that you need one because you're buying a new home? Well, Stewie can help you with that. He has an incredibly fast close. This makes you a more competitive buyer. He doesn't charge you all those closing costs you'll pay everywhere else. This puts more money in your pocket and makes you a more competitive buyer. If you're looking for the lowest rates around and the best possible circumstances surrounding getting that mortgage secured, Stewie is your guy. 314-324-4440. You can call, you can text 314-324-4440 and talk to Stewie about how he can secure you a mortgage using the bagel loan and fast. You can Google the bagel loan for more information as well. If you're looking to do a cash out refinance to improve something on your home, to take that cash out and pay down some high interest credit card debt, Stewie is your guy. Reach out to him today. 314-324-4440. Google the bagel loan, NMLS number 226715.
Mark Cox here. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call Thomas Helbig with the Retirement Advisory Group at 314-993-9494. He'll show you how to participate in the market gains without ever losing a penny. Thomas is the official financial advisor of the Mark Cox Morning Show.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing, together millions of things for our planet. If having turkey for the holidays, buy from a local farm, get one labeled USDA organic or certified humane. When we each share our one thing, it becomes a million things for our planet. What's your one thing?
I'm Brian Westbrook with Coalition Life. Over the past decade, Coalition Life has served thousands of women in crisis pregnancies, helping to save the lives of the children they carry. Help us build a better community while also reducing or completely eliminating your Missouri taxes with a 70% tax credit. A $1,000 donation today to help these women could cost you as little as $141 out of pocket. Learn more at coalitionlife.com, coalitionlife.com. Thank you.
Congress has authorized trillions in new spending, along with doubling the size of the IRS agency in just the last few months. Do you think that is by accident? No, it is with a purpose, to go after small businesses, employees, and individuals who have not filed or paid their taxes. If this is you, don't panic, just call. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm in St. Louis. Interest and penalties on your tax bill won't stop until you take control. Call me, Lance Drury. I'll tell you in advance an affordable fee, which includes costs and expenses that works for your business and family. Your first visit to the Lance Drury Law Firm is free and confidential, so you have nothing to lose. Call me today. Remember, if you have IRS issues, you have legal issues. You need an attorney. You need us, the Lance Drury Law Firm. Call me, Lance Drury, at 314-260-6120 or go to Lance, DRURYlaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
The Mark Reardon Show.
We'll take you into the weekend with a wrap-up of the Red Trickle on the Reardon Roundtable. Former state senators John Lamping, Jeff Smith, and State Rep Donna Behringer all on the panel.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Happy Veterans Day from everyone at 97.1 FM Talk.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. I want to acknowledge some shout-outs here from the Annie Frey live chat on our YouTube channel. OG Thor says, Happy Vets Day to my grandfathers. Command Sergeant Major retired Gary D. Smith, Vietnam, and Private First Class Bill Bland, North Korea. Let's say Kelly, Facebook. My husband is an Air Force veteran. My dad was a Green Beret. My father-in-law was a Navy vet. Kelly, thank you to your family members for what they have done for this country. Vicky says, I have my brother-in-law, Mike, in the Navy, my nephew, Jaden, in the Navy, currently in Okinawa. Both my grandpas, Navy and Army, World War II in Korea. My stepdad and 5 of his brothers, Army and Navy, Vietnam. Robert on YouTube says, my dad was a Navy chief, E-7 hard hat diver, EOD and UDT frogman during Korea and Vietnam. Started out in the Army at 16. He lied about his age and was in Japan after World War II. Johnny on YouTube says, my great-grandfather, grandfather, both sides, my grandparents, both sides, my uncle, both sides, and me, 83 years old, all Navy. T. Barnum says, my dad, Jack Harrison, who was a Vietnam veteran, He earned a Bronze Star of Valor for medevac, and medevac out 14 soldiers while under fire. I am so proud of him and miss him dearly. My favorite veteran, always. Pie Hat Matt on YouTube says, my late grandfather, Colonel Leon Cole, served 40 years in the Air Force. Thank you to everybody who is sending us these messages. And, these names, we might know these names. We might not know these names. We might not know these people. But that's kind of the whole point, isn't it? These people go and fight for something they believe in that we believe in. And maybe their names are never said in a public setting. But today, if we can do that for you and for your veteran, we would be very honored to do that here on the Annie Frey Show. So happy Veterans to you, from Veterans Day to you and to yours from the Annie Frey Show. We are very grateful you're spending some of your time with us here this afternoon. So let's get to our normal 1:25 p.m. segment on a Friday segment. It is time for Ask Me Anything. And I think I asked the crew here, do you have any questions? And Ryan's like, I have one decent one. And Brad goes, I have 6. So I think we're going to start with Brad. So we can start working down our list. Maybe Brad, Ryan, and then maybe we'll get to a listener question. If you want to submit a question for any one of us on the crew or the whole crew, go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel and leave a comment, Brad.
Okay, first question I have for everybody in the room. Should political attack ads be made illegal?
No, free speech.
No, free speech.
No, free speech.
What do you think?
No, I liked your suggestion a day or so ago. It's like, no, we should allow
tortilla slap fights.
Tortilla slap afterwards.
Okay, that was great.
Wouldn't it be awesome if you could, if they were made illegal, and so everything had to be said in a positive tone, so it was just like massive passive aggressivity the entire time.
I would love it.
That's where this question would get interesting. Is take the whole government out of it, and if you could just put up arbitrary rules, what would you do to change attack ads? Would you make them? You have to say something nice in them about your opponent, something like that.
Here's what
fun.
I think they should do. You get to write the script, but your opponent gets to produce the ad.
Oh, that's great.
Ooh.
Yes. I love that.
I guess attack ads work. People still do them.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I wish they wouldn't.
It becomes wallpaper to me immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I think they do to most people. I think most people, that's why they get so tired of them so quickly, is because it's so negative.
What's your question, Ryan?
Okay, here you go. This is my one decent question.
I wanted to know what his indecent question was, but...
No, I can't. It's about the digestion of corn.
What?
Okay, your spouse wakes you up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Says, we have to go now.
Uh-huh.
No time to explain.
Uh-huh.
Aside from a weapon, what's the one thing you grab?
My kids.
My phone.
Okay. Your kids,
obviously,
they're not a thing though.
The other weapons.
What's the one thing you grab?
I got all these things, and I'm just waiting for the time where I get to defend myself, I suppose.
Okay, let's say this.
So
your spouse says, or your significant other says, I've got the kids and the weapons in the car. What do you grab when you got that
why
long?
did you do all that before you woke me up?
It's a great question.
Because
but
we know
he
you
can't
like to
answer it
sleep,
right now.
honey. Yeah.
He can't answer that right now.
Anybody?
We got to go.
I would
Does your dog
grab my
count?
phone.
Does the dog?
No, the
we
dog's in
can't
the
pick
car.
humans or weapons.
The dog's in the car
Well,
already,
a dog's
too.
not a human or a weapon. It could be a weapon.
Yeah, if you throw
It's
it
a
at
little bit of
somebody hard
both.
Humans, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of in between. That's why it's awesome, and I would grab it.
I'm going to grab my car keys because I don't feel like pushing the car down the street.
Okay, so what's your thing? You have to have an answer to your own question.
Well, it was just something. I don't know why I thought of this, but I would grab probably my safe that has my most significant things in it if I had to grab just one thing out the door. So it's got a lot of pictures of, baby pictures and.
Is this
Social Security
like
stuff.
if your house was on fire, what would be the thing that you would grab? Because I have a different response.
It really does matter, though, like what the circumstance is, because if you're going to be able to come back home, then that's one thing.
But you don't know.
Clothes
That's the thing.
and food.
Some food.
Brandon from YouTube
a bag
says
with the pantry just dumped in on the way out to the car.
Supermarket
Food.
sweep.
Yeah.
Brandon says Wiggins grabs a bag of gummy bears.
I might.
Leave the kids. Get the gummies.
Those weren't even on sale. We gotta take those.
Hannah, what are you grabbing?
Probably my phone. I don't know. That's a terrible choice, but that's the first thing that came to my mind.
Phone is a good choice.
That's not a bad choice.
Those are replaceable, but
Maybe.
I don't know.
Not
That was
necessarily.
my first
Yeah,
thought.
but if
I'm running
you got
with
a bunch of pictures in there or something.
I'm always thinking EMP, so I'm thinking the phone's not working. But
Ooh.
if it is, that's
I mean,
pretty.
change
this
mine
doesn't
to
have
medicine.
to be a life or death scenario, right? It could be like,
It could be anything.
we
You
gotta
don't
go
know.
right now.
That's the point. Is that you don't know what it is. You just have to react. What are you gonna grab, Brad?
My wife by the shoulders and ask her what's going on.
What is going on? Yeah, that's what probably. All right, Brad, next question.
Okay, well, I was going to ask.
That same thing. That's
almost.
That is weird.
Your house is burning down, family and pets are safe, and you can safely get one more thing out. What is it?
Oh my gosh, that is really close.
What?
It's really close.
But his has more context and
Yeah.
would also provide us an opportunity to give a more concise answer.
So do you want to do that one, or do you want me to read a different one?
Say it again.
I got a plethora of these here.
House is burning down.
House
so the
is burning
world,
down.
The world isn't ending.
No, your
All
house
that
is-
matters is
your house
what's
is burning
in the
down.
house is no longer going to be in existence.
Right. Family and pets are safe, and you can get in and out safely to get one more thing. What would it be?
There's something. Well, the guns.
The guns?
Yeah.
That's fair.
I can answer this decisively. I would go in and get my laptop computer because I have so much years and years of creative work
Isn't
on that
all
thing.
still? Isn't it all saved on a cloud though?
That's what a smart person would do.
Well, you should do that tonight.
right
Yeah.
now.
Like that's the whole point of the cloud. Like all of my photos and everything, they're all like I don't have hard copies of photos. They're all digital so that they can
What if somebody hacks the cloud like they did to Jennifer Lawrence
at the
and
same
takes all
time
my
that my house is
fantastic
burning
ideas?
down? Bad day.
Bad day. Really bad day.
I would grab one of I have 3 special boxes that I purposely made in case of a situation like that. I'd grab those. It has like core memories of mine, pictures, important moments. I'd grab one of those.
So I've got an autographed baseball bat that I got when I was 4 years old at spring training. It was Jim Lindemann's bat, who I was talking to Steve about this. He never really amounted to anything, but it's signed on the sweet spot of the bat by Ozzie Smith and Jack Clark.
That's a good thing to have. Yeah.
Either my laptop or my secret gold bar stash.
Is that a candy bar?
No, it's real gold.
So you know gold doesn't burn, right?
No, I didn't. I had to bring it up to find that out.
Don't die trying to get that.
All right. We have some
Let's get
questions
listener
from
questions.
the listeners.
Yeah.
Janine says, in light of Veterans Day, if you went into the military, which branch would you join?
It's a good question. Ryan?
Air Force, simply because I know so much more about that branch.
And you're
because of
small
all my
and you can
friends.
fit in the planes?
No, it has nothing to do with that. It has absolutely nothing
You're
to do with that.
not 5'11".
I don't like that topic or narrative because it's false, and I have to say all of this every time you just make this flippant little joke.
5'7" is not short.
That's not
You're
what I am.
fine.
That's not what I am. I'm 5'11".
No, you're not.
His fingers are crossed right now.
Neither one of
Neither
these
one of
is
those
true.
It's right in the middle.
What you'd be Air Force?
Yes.
Brad?
Space Force.
Oh, darn it.
Space
He
Force.
always
I already
picks a
signed
good
up,
one.
too.
I hate it when Brad does a better
It's
answer
like
than I do.
it's going to be
So much
like
cooler.
It's going to be like the Air Force, but in space with spaceships.
Oh my gosh, I do not want to do that.
Ooh, man,
No.
space fun would be fun.
That'd be the Master Chief.
I'd be the Superman.
I think I would do Army.
I would do Army.
I
as
think
well.
Army.
I can't do water. I can't do up in the
Fire.
air.
Space?
Were you going to say
Yeah.
fire?
Who wants to do spaceships? That's
I
such a
can't-
boy
I can't do
thing.
Navy. I can't be a firefighter.
Firefighter.
The sexist thing to say. What I just said.
That was a great question.
What you said? Okay, so Army for the girls, and
Air Force.
Air Force for the little
Space
planes,
Force.
and you want to be in space.
I want a Star Destroyer.
Can I join the Air Force? I want a tiny plane. Sign me up now.
You're just the perfect size.
I got a lot of energy,
Ryan
too.
with the goggles and the scarf and the leather cap.
Oh,
I'm eager to
man.
learn, but I'm in my 40s.
All right.
You could probably get in the Air Force right now.
Normal people looking around like, who said that? I'm down here.
Pick me. Pick me.
We're gonna put you in the new test dummy program.
I can also fix all of your shoes at night.
You a cobbler? There's a Keebler elf. Next question.
Okay, I'm trying.
I
Okay.
hope we're not disrespecting anyone.
I lost it.
Okay.
For the record, I'm only trying to disrespect Ryan Wiggins. Let it be known.
And to that, I say very much thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers to you.
Okay, Al Johnson from YouTube asked, where would you like to travel to while you're still young?
Okay, so for everybody but Ryan. Hannah.
The Dominican Republic.
You've been to like Mexico before? I've never been to any tropical place like that.
It's an experience.
Since it's while I'm still young, I'm going to say Himalayas because I think mountain climbing when I'm in my 80s is just going to be harder.
Welcome to the Himalayas. Cliff Clavin in Monsters, Inc. Do you know the abominable snowman?
No.
Do you not know them? Have you seen Monsters, Inc.?
Yes.
You know when they get kicked through the door and they get kicked out into where the abominable snowman is and the Loch Ness monster, and he's got yellow snow cones, and he's like, they're lemon.
No, I don't
He gets
know.
kicked through the door, and the abominable snowman comes out. He looks so scary, but he's got snow cones, and he welcomes them to the Himalayas. No, nothing.
No,
You'll
that's
see that
not-
one day, and you'll go, oh.
No, that's not why I want to go to the Himalayas, though, if that's what you're asking.
Why do you want to while you're still young?
Because if I was going to climb a mountain at 40, I think it'd be easier than at 80, which was part of his question was
That is
while you're young.
Okay. Where are you going, Brad?
Yeah, I've been thinking about this. Europe. I would love to do like a month-long historical tour
Yeah.
of Europe.
Where would I like to travel to while still young? Hawaii, I think. And it's on my
We all look at Brad. We're like, you've been there.
done that.
It's on the plan right now. I think we're thinking 2025 going to Hawaii, which I'm really excited about. I want to go to Australia, but I don't want to go there while I'm young because I don't think I can afford to do that while the way I want to do it to go to Australia because I want to go there for a long time. I said a little bit earlier in the show, my grandmother is from Australia, so I want to study that and experience that. And I want it to be like a 3 or 4 month long. I want to go live there for like a season. So I don't think I can afford to do that while I'm young. So I'll do that when I'm old, like Ryan.
Yeah, so in a couple years.
More questions.
2025, you're going to be in Hawaii when you're old like Ryan.
Ooh, that's a really good point, Brad. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a joke. So, but
Didn't
not
land.
really anymore.
Didn't land.
Well, not now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's map this out, what she's talking about here. Anyway, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll do more questions. If you have some questions for the Annie Frey Show, you can leave them on the Annie Frey YouTube live chat. Go vote in the YouTube live chat poll. Who do you most politically identify with on an emotional level from the show? Hannah, Brad, Ryan, or Annie? Go leave your vote and comment in the chat. And if you have a question for the show, we'll answer some more when we return. X's and O's in the 2 o'clock hour with Foley Dental Group coming in the studio. 2 of the doctors from Foley Dental Group going to join us to play X's and O's. Very excited for that. Stick around, Annie Frey Show in just a minute.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. Today, we honor our brave men and women who've served. Happy Veterans Day from everyone here in St. Louis at 97.1 FM Talk.
Who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you.
Nobody wants to miss the important things in life, and if it's because of bad vision, you don't have to. Mark Cox here from my friends at Brenton Vision. They can help you out. That's why I want you to take 2 minutes today to call my friends at Brenton at 314-375-2020 or go online to BrentonVision.com. Your eyes are as unique as your fingerprint. Since Brenton Vision is the only place in Missouri offering all 7 forms of modern vision correction, they can create a customized treatment plan just for your vision. They helped my wife out. She chose the lens replacement therapy and now sees better than ever, and she loves it. You can have that same experience with Brenton Vision. They accept flex plans and medical spending plans as well at Brenton. So don't let that money expire or go to waste. See your best. Do what we did. Call Brenton Vision at 314-375-2020 or schedule online right now at BrentonVision.com.
Surprise! Surprise! You know, surprise parties, they can be fun, right? Well, financial surprises, not so much, especially when you're retired, like finding out you owe more in taxes than you thought you would, or having to go back to work to make ends meet. Maybe you think you'll be okay, but why not double check just to be sure? Call Marvin Mitchell at Compass Retirement Solutions and schedule a retirement double check. Marvin and his team have been helping families plan for retirement for more than 15 years. Call 314-373-1598 to schedule your retirement double check with Marvin Mitchell at Compass Retirement Solutions. That's 314-373-1598. Don't let a financial surprise derail your retirement dreams. Give Marvin and the team a call, 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services, investments, and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and in Illinois.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
It's Black Friday all month long at Dave Munganast St. Louis Honda and our pre-owned centers. Get a $200 gift card with any vehicle purchase at our pre-owned centers in South County or Bonne Terre. So come see the Munganast difference today or shop us 24/7 at DaveMunganast.com since 1965.
Station KFTK, an equal opportunity employer, is dedicated to providing a broad outreach for job vacancies at our stations. We seek the help from local community organizations in referring qualified applicants to our stations. Community organizations that wish to receive our job vacancy information can reach out to Frankie Fan at 206-577-2432. In addition, all listeners are encouraged to visit Odyssey.com for an online listing of job vacancies of all Odyssey radio stations.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is proud to support Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Sign your veteran up for the Honor Flight today at gslhonorflight.org. And for heating services, visit aircomfortservice.com.
97.1 wishes all of America's veterans a happy Veterans Day. We're thankful for all you've given. From your friends at 97.1 FM Talk. This is the Annie Frey Show. 97.1 wishes all of America's veterans a happy Veterans Day. We're thankful for all you've given. From your friends at 97.1 FM Talk.
Veterans Day to all of those who have served in the Army. Thank you so much for what you have done for this country. For those who love somebody who served in the Army, we are grateful for you. I know many people who have served in the Army. I know people who are my age who have given careers to the Army, and we are grateful for each and every one of you. A reminder on the YouTube live chat poll, who do you most politically identify with on an emotional level from the show? Hannah, Brad, Ryan, or Annie, how are you handling this week? It's a tough week to get through. You can go to the YouTube live chat and vote in the poll. That is right there. And you can also leave a comment if you want to. We're going to highlight some of those in the 2 o'clock hour. And I want to read a couple of comments here from the live chat on Veterans Day. Doc on YouTube says, hi, guys. Absolutely love your show. You four are wonderful people. We thank you. That's a very nice thing to say. HM1 Mark Bailey Corman from both the Marine Corps and the U.S. Navy, 20-year vet. Very proud of my time. And at my age, I would still pack. I don't know if it ran out of text there. But, Doc, thank you for your service. We appreciate you very much. Tony on YouTube says, Edward Fisher, World War II, best man I've ever known. Rest in peace, Grandpa. Janine says on YouTube, I give my deepest thanks and gratitude to all who have served. My dad was in World War II, my uncle in the Korean War, 2 cousins in Vietnam, and many friends in the Gulf War, and some still over there. Benjamin on YouTube says, my paternal grandpa served in the Pacific in World War II. He survived in part because he was pulled to be an extra for the Ernie Pyle story. Later, he served in the Philippines, never talked except to my folks. Thank you to all of those who are sharing their stories and their acknowledgments on Veterans Day. We're grateful for each and every one of you. You want to do a couple more questions here before we run out of time?
Yep. All right. First question I have, it came up on the live stream, but I can't find who asked it. What is, or where is your happy place?
Ooh, that's an interesting one. I don't want to talk about mine.
Where is your happy place?
Yeah, where's your happy place? Wait, Ryan, don't answer this question yet. Get some context from everybody else answering the question. Brad, yours?
Mine is in front of my computer playing video games with my friends.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Which video games?
Oh, boy. Whatever suits us. Sometimes we play Fortnite. Sometimes we play, we got done playing Phasmophobia a lot. We played Halo.
Mm-hmm.
Just all over the board with them.
Cool. Hannah?
I love this question. And if you've ever visited my Twitter, I have this pinned. It's like a little quote. The question is asking, what's your favorite place? And it says, I don't have a favorite place. I have my favorite people. And whenever I'm with my favorite people, it becomes my favorite place. That's my response to that question.
Follow that, Ryan.
Okay, mine is similar. I think anything I'm doing with
Ryan's
my entire,
favorite place is with Hannah's favorite people.
with your sister and your mom.
Yeah.
Anytime they're around, I'm just like, this is good. This is good.
Weird.
Yeah, it is.
I wish you would have said in a 7-Eleven aisle looking for gummy bears or something.
I didn't know that this was going to turn into a your mom thing, so carry on. Where's your happy place? Legit.
It is probably with my whole family when we're going to do something fun together. That's just a good
It's
feeling.
a people thing, not a place thing.
Well, that one, but it's tied with me sitting alone.
I was just going to say,
not around anybody else.
what about the time where you're not with those people?
Yeah, when I'm
or
alone,
any people.
really engaged in writing. That's when it's like there's nothing else going on in my entire life but what's happening on the screen in front of me, and I'm so engaged in it, I get lost in it, and I love that.
My happy place is 100%, without a doubt. I understand that some of you disagree with it, but it's my happy place, not yours. Disney World with my family. And it's the family part that makes it my happy place.
So if you went to Disney World by yourself, you'd be like, yawn.
No. It's just whenever my husband and I have gone multiple times by ourselves, we have the timeshare that Disney has, and we will go for a weekend. Like, that's legit the only way that we really get to spend time together by ourselves is we have to leave the time zone. But we'll be there for 2 nights or 3 nights together, and halfway through we're like, kind of wish the kids were here.
No,
but it takes us halfway through to get to that point.
Same thing.
Yeah. So it's good without them, but it's always good with them. It just, to be with the people who you love and to just be in a pure state of happiness, that's as good as it gets. So, yep, Disney World, it is what it is. You don't have to go there. I would go right now. I actually said to my husband last night, can we go to Disney? He told me no. So here I am. Hi. Happy
All right.
Veterans Day.
Next question.
I am not in my happy place. I am at work.
Next question is from Joe Leisure from YouTube. He says, Annie, you can't say full-time mom.
I can't if I want to, because I'm not in my happy place.
What type of work would you be doing if you couldn't work in media and do nothing political? Money is not an issue.
I'm worthless. I don't have any. I don't know.
Yeah.
If
So you couldn't work in media, you couldn't be a full-time mom, and nothing political. Where would Annie Frey be?
Stipulations.
Any suggestions?
Something with psychology? Isn't that one of your passions?
I don't have a lot
Don't
of
you
patience.
love like making sandwiches and stuff?
You can hear that look on radio.
I hate you. Let's go back to that happy place question. I don't know that I have an answer to that question, because I would like to do a lot of things that are in alternative media. That can't happen. I've often said I would run for political office, and after a shellacking like we just took in Illinois, it's got me thinking. But can't do that. Can't hang out with my kids. Man.
Mm-hmm. Here's all your rules.
Well, Well, you know what? I was just talking, I won't go into detail, but I was talking about creating, I can't do the one thing because that's political, but I think what I would do is create a not-for-profit organization that, while we are not in a position to make abortion illegal, I want to help make abortion unthinkable, and I would work on a non-for-profit that helped adoptive services. That's a good answer. Yep. And I legitimately said that earlier in the show. So there it is. And I don't think that that's political. And if you think it is, it doesn't count.
Next question, a very important one coming from Benjamin Bravo.
Great name.
Yeah, you're going to love this question. You just wait.
I don't know what the question is.
What counts as tall for a man? Ladies answer first, and then the gentleman. Annie?
His name so much.
No, Hannah, I'm going to ask you first. How tall are you?
I'm 5'6".
You're 5'6". What's tall to you?
For a man?
Yeah. Tall.
Tall.
And saying this is what is tall doesn't indicate that anything lower than that is short.
Tall, above 6 foot.
I am about 5'8", and I would say 6 foot, I would say, that's how I would say, oh, they're tall. But I would say anything 5'8" and shorter is short. And that is only because of how tall I am. Mm-hmm. Because I am taller for a female. I wouldn't consider myself to be tall, but I think a lot of my friends would say that I'm tall because I'm taller than pretty much all my friends, all my female friends. So I would say 6 feet is tall.
Gentlemen, you have 50 seconds to fend for yourself.
6'5"
is tall?
Is tall. Everybody else is normal or short.
So if you're 6'4", you're average?
Mm-hmm.
What?
I would say anything above 5'9", which is the American male average, is tall. Then because you'd be above average, and technically I'm taller than you because I'm above 5'9", so I'm tall.
Well, if you would just step off that box you're always standing on, you carry around with you. You don't need to be self-conscious about it. 5'7" is fine.
I'm not.
There's nothing wrong with 5'7".
Here's the problem with you is you make things up and you say them as fact.
This is the problem with me?
That's the problem.
It's hard to tell when it is and when it isn't, though. You are absolutely right. You are incredibly average.
No, I'm above average. That's the whole point of what I just said. And I'm taller than you.
Happy Veterans Day. We'll be back with X's and O's in just a minute.
You had a solid retirement dream. Sell your home in a few years, bank the equity, downsize, and travel. But inflation and recession has you wondering if all your hard-earned equity will still be there. What if you could recession-proof your equity right now? You can with Truehold. Truehold will buy your home for its best current value before a recession can erode it. You get to bank all the cash now and live in your home for as long as you want, and Truehold covers all property taxes, insurance, repairs, and maintenance. And since Truehold pays your home's current value in cash now, it's yours to do whatever you like. Don't wait for inflation, recession, and interest rates to erode your home's value. Visit Truehold.com and discover how much Truehold will buy your home for today based on its best current value, not what's coming. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without having to move. That's Truehold.com.
Did you know the Missouri State Treasurer's Office holds over $1 billion of unclaimed property? That's billion with a B. Things like utility deposits or uncashed checks and other money you didn't know was missing. This is Missouri State Treasurer Scott Fitzpatrick. My office wants to return this money to rightful owners, and the average claim is $300. Search your name online 24/7 at showmemoney.com. Claiming your money is always free, so search today at showmemoney.com.
97.1 FM Talk is embracing the spirit of giving to support the Tree of Hope at SSM Health Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, and we need your help. Funds raised help the hospital offer programs not covered by insurance, but so necessary to a child's recovery. Most importantly, all children at Cardinal Glennon receive the best care, regardless of their family's ability to pay. Thank you for supporting Cardinal Glennon. Please make your donations to the Tree of Hope today at 971talk.com/Cardinal Glennon or text the word HOPE to 20357.
When you're approaching retirement, there are a lot of questions to answer. Do you have enough money to fund your income for life? How should you claim Social Security? And what's your plan for health care and long-term care? Hi, I'm Eric Robert, Director of Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 11 on 97.1 FM Talk. Don't leave your retirement to chance. It's crucial to understand and address relevant risks before you retire. Our team can help you get organized, guide you through critical retirement decisions, and create an investment portfolio designed around your needs. To schedule your free retirement plan consultation, go to clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com. Or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
KFTK FM Florissant.
Driven by the Bomarito Automotive Group.
97.1 FM Talk.
Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Promoting U.S. climate change efforts, I'm Rich Dennison, Fox News. President Biden stopped in Egypt earlier today for an international climate change summit, telling the group the U.S. is on track to meet climate and emissions commitments by next decade.
President Biden says his administration is changing the paradigm for climate change funding and on target to hit emissions reduction goals by 2030.
The United States government is putting our money where our mouth is to strengthen accountability for climate risk and resilience.
Speaking at the COP27 climate conference in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, the president highlighted green energy investments included in the Inflation Reduction Act and pledged additional U.S. funding to help developing economies make climate investments.
Fox's Jared Halpern. Tropical Depression Nicole is now dumping heavy rain in Georgia after slamming Florida, damaging or destroying homes and leaving tens of thousands without power.
5 people were killed, some from downed power lines. An electrocuted man in Jacksonville was saved by a nearby EMT and a passerby who flagged down police.
When I was walking down there with my brother, a man was doing CPR on an unconscious person. He was foaming from the mouth.
Along the Daytona coast, some homes collapsed due to surge, washing away foundations.
Fox's Evan Brown in Broward County, Florida. Twitter's relaunched premium service, which grants blue check verification labels to anyone willing to pay $8 a month, is unavailable today after the social media platform was flooded by a wave of imposter accounts approved by Twitter. After an imposter account registered under the revamped Twitter Blue system tweeted that insulin was free, pharmaceutical giant Eli Lilly and Company had to post an apology. Nintendo, Lockheed Martin, Musk's own Tesla, and SpaceX also impersonated, as the accounts of various professional sports figures were. America's listening to Fox News.
You've got advanced prostate cancer, but you're not waiting around. You want straight talk, the facts about Orgovix.
Orgovix Relagolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact: Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment, a pill, not an injection. Orgovix may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovix can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovix treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovix may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with Orgovix. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling. Weather.
The official 97.1 FM Talk Weather Center forecast for the afternoon. Some clouds and sun, a breezy afternoon. High today 47. Clear and cold tonight, low 29. Partly sunny for tomorrow, the high only 38. And then clear and cold tomorrow night, low 25. Partly sunny Sunday, the high 42. And then for Monday, partly sunny and chilly with the daytime high 47. I'm Steve Williams for 97.1 FM Talk.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required. Refund available for 60 days after purchase.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. You'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. Results are guaranteed or your money back. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/joy. That's forhims.com/joy for your free online visit. forhims.com/JOY.
Hi, my name is Curtis Barks with Complete Auto Body and Repair. In honor of our newest location in Cottleville, for any new customers, simply come into any of our 6 locations and ask us to pay the first $50, and we will. That's right. That means brakes, suspension, alignments, air conditioning, even our auto body work. Please come see our team or visit us at CompleteAB.com. If it's not perfect, it's not complete. Others can't compete with Complete Auto Body.
Dad, and service.
Oh yeah, and service.
He fixes cars.
At Neovitin, our goal is to create safe, dependable multivitamins to support your everyday nutrition when you need it most. That's why Dr. Abicki formulated Neovitin Original Formula Multivitamin with 20 daily ingredients, including B vitamins for energy support, vitamin C for immune support, and our 4-ingredient proprietary blend that you won't find in any other multivitamin. With a 4.8 out of 5-star rating on Trustpilot, you can be sure you are getting the highest quality nutritional support with Neovitin. And as always, a portion of the proceeds from the sale of Neovitin Original Formula Multivitamin are donated to the Rubicki Foundation to support pancreatic cancer research. That's nutritional support you can feel good about. Support your best life today with Neovitin Original Formula Multivitamin, available at your local Deerbergs, Schnucks, select independent pharmacies, and online with our easy-to-use monthly subscription at neovitin.com. That's neovitin.com, neovitin.com.
Sail with American Queen Voyages in North America's mighty rivers, Great Lakes, oceans, and expeditions to the wilds of Alaska. Call 844-744-0794 or contact your travel professional.
Tune into the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Del, self-made millionaire and founder of Lifestyles Unlimited, will show you how to live the life of your dreams and pay for it with passive income.
Listen to the Del Walmsley Radio Show this Saturday afternoon from 1 to 2 p.m. on 97.1 FM Talk.
Today, we honor our brave men and women who've served. Happy Veterans Day from everyone here in St. Louis at 97.1 FM Talk.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
They got someone here knows what they're talking about.
Let's up, let's ride. Gotta love this American ride.
Like, you need to take some time to get the full picture.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Saturday and I won't be long.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid, keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Happy Veterans Day to you and to yours. Thank you to everybody who is celebrating this day as a personal day. If you have sacrificed, if your family has sacrificed, somebody being away from them who has served overseas, who has served here in the National Guard, in the Coast Guard, all over the planet, protecting this country and preserving this country. We are grateful for you today. A reminder, the Annie Frey Show is going to be in the Edwardsville Veterans Day Parade tonight. And so Brad and Ryan and I are going to be in Brad's truck, white truck, and we're just going to be there to celebrate Veterans Day with you. So please come out and join us at the Edwardsville Veterans Day Parade. Starts at 7 o'clock, and we're saying go to where Walgreens is. It's right around the bend from Main Street in Edwardsville. Go across the street from Walgreens and make the 97.1 people. I hope that's part of the parade. Wouldn't that suck?
We're going the other way.
Where the heck's the parade? This
What
is
are
just
those
traffic.
people doing over there?
It's ridiculous.
Oh, there's a white truck.
Yeah. It's
Wrong
wrong one. With people in the back. We want to celebrate Veterans Day, and Edwardsville has a long-standing tradition with this parade, and we're going to get to be a part of it. So we're excited to celebrate with you. All right, it is Friday at 2:08. It is X's and O's time. And before we get to the drums, let's talk to the guests that we have here in the studio.
Our drummers, very eager.
They're so eager. They're just sitting in the corner the whole week going, when's it my time to hit the drums? Foley Dental Group is in studio with us. Dr. Andrea Foley and Dr. Katie Costin in here to play X's and O's. They are so excited and eager to be here. It's awesome. Hi. Hi. Hello. So you guys are with Foley Dental Group, FoleyDentalGroup.com. My dentist here, Katie Costin, is my dentist. She's also my sister. So it's very exciting to have Katie in here with us. And Dr. Andrea Foley, Foley Dental Group. Thank you for being here. It's really cool to have you guys in studio.
Thank you for having us. We're excited.
This is cool.
Yeah, it's different, and it's not like a dental office. But I will tell you, when you go to Foley Dental Group, I have heard so many awesome things about your brand new facility, and it's been a while. It's been a little bit of time coming, but Dr. Foley, your new facility right there, super simple to get to from both sides of the river on 270 and 159. What's it like to be in the new place?
It is a big relief. It took us a couple years. We did construction through COVID, and we finally moved from our smaller facility in Maryville to our new, beautiful office in Glen Carbon.
Yeah, it's awesome, and I'm so happy that you guys have been able to settle in. I wanted to give you a little bit of opportunity. Katie, I'll ask you this, to talk about Eden's Glory. I always want to bring people who are partners with us here on the Annie Frey Show in to play X's and O's, but to give them an opportunity to talk about how they are giving back. And Katie, what can you tell me about Eden's Glory?
So a few years ago, Eden's Glory is a nonprofit outreach organization that assists and helps victims of human trafficking, and they're located in Greenville, Illinois, and their organization does community outreach where they go out and educate businesses and organizations about the issue of human trafficking that actually is quite a local problem. The people kind of think that's sometimes an urban, bigger city issue, but it occurs everywhere. So they do a lot of community outreach and education, and after that education opportunity that Foley Dental Group took part in, Dr. Foley decided, she wanted to be a part of that on a different level. And now we're partners with them, and we donate all of the dental work for the clients that they have that they need dental care or work done. The dentists in our practice provide that for them.
That's awesome. It's edensglory.org if you want to learn more about this outreach. And human trafficking is something we talk about on a national scale quite a lot. But like Dr. Costin is saying here, this is something that is in our own backyard. And it is so great that Foley Dental Group is partnering to help support these people and also to bring awareness to you. So please consider going to edensglory.org and learning a little bit more about this organization that Foley Dental Group has supported. Where's that drummer boy? Get him back in here. Oh, yeah, there he is. Get to the drums.
So excited.
It's time for X's and O's with Dr. Andrea Foley and Dr. Katie Costin of Foley Dental Group. Take it away, Ryan.
All right, my name is Ryan Wiggins. I am the host of X's and O's on the Annie Frey Show. Dr. Katie, Dr. Andrea, you have stepped into X's and O's. This is the war room.
Okay.
Before you are three celebrity experts who are on the radio. That's why they're celebrities. Annie Frey of the Annie Frey Show.
You're just saying all the obvious things.
Yeah. Hannah Gibbs of the Annie Frey Show and Brad Range of the Annie Frey Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Consistent.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
Thank you very much.
97.1talk.com.
That's right.
Odyssey.
Rewind. So I have just arbitrarily assigned X's to Katie, O's to Andrea. The board is behind you. It's a tic-tac-toe board. You will pick one of those 9 squares, and just like tic-tac-toe, you have to play it strategically. And then I have a question assigned to each square. I will ask that question of whichever of these celebrity experts you pick. You will have to agree or disagree. Ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. Doctor, you will go first.
Wait, who's that?
Doctor.
Good one.
Thank you.
We rock, paper, scissors for this or what?
No, I'm just going to choose
No, yeah,
randomly.
okay.
Whichever
Tortilla
one's
slap
facing
fight.
you closest. Katie.
Oh, okay.
Katie's going first, just
Okay.
for my random paper flip right there. All right, Katie, the board is open.
I'm going to go with square 5, please.
In the middle.
Square
Center
5.
square.
And who would you like to answer that question for you?
I feel familially obligated to choose Annie
Brad.
Frey.
All right.
All right, let's go.
Number 5, right out of the gate, you have stumbled into sound. So what this is a real quote from this week from somebody who's been in the news. I have run it through AI software, so it does not sound like that person. Here is the quote. Tell me who said this.
We believe that we are on a path to victory if we can get all our voters turned out. And if they cannot meet the difficulties put in place by Brian Kemp and Brad Raffensperger.
Who said that we believe we are on a path to victory if we can all get our voters turned out and if they can navigate the difficulties put in place by Brian Kemp and Brad Raffensperger.
It's Georgia. Sounds like something Stacey Abrams would say, who got whomped. I'm gonna guess Stacey Abrams.
Okay, Stacey Abrams. Katie, do you agree or disagree?
Well,
could be Raphael Warnock, but I think it's Stacey Abrams.
I'm going to agree. I know what happens when you disagree.
I know all
I'm
too
kidding.
well.
I'm kidding.
All right, here is the real quote from this week.
And we believe that we are on a path to victory.
Yeah, baby. Nice.
Good. High five. Turned out. Excellent. And if they can navigate the difficulties put in place by Brian Kemp and Brad Ratzenberger.
Such
there
a thing
you go.
she'd say.
Yep. Well,
Anyway.
it's, voter suppression. She's a victim of it, even though they had record turnout.
She was a victim of not enough people voting for her.
Yeah, that too. it's a problem all the way around, really.
Anyway.
All right, that was number 5, which means Katie
X
gets the center square.
In the
X
center.
gets the square.
All right. Dr. Andrea is up next.
Okay, I will choose square number 3.
Top right.
Number 3, and who is going to be answering that for you?
I will go with Brad.
All right.
Brad, Andrea, you have out of the gate again somehow stumbled into sound. So this is again another real quote.
All
from
9 of
this
these
week.
squares are stumbling into sound.
Yeah.
And
You're
pretending
not really
like-
stumbling, are you? You're just kind of walking around. This is a real quote from this week. Tell me, Brad, who said this?
How many times you gonna impeach Biden? You know, impeachment proceedings against Biden. I mean, I think the American people will look at all of that for what it is. Almost comedy.
How many times you going to impeach Biden? You know, impeachment proceeding against Biden. I mean, I think the American people will look at all of that for what it is, almost comedy.
Okay. I believe that Biden is referring to himself in the third person there, so I think it's Joe Biden.
Man, I don't know.
Weird, but okay. Andrea, do you agree or disagree that that would be Joe Biden?
He seemed pretty confident in his answer, but I'm going to disagree.
Just going to disagree. Okay, we're locking it in. Here is who really said that this week.
How many times you're going to impeach Biden?
Oh,
I mean,
well,
I think the American people will look at all of that.
Sometimes
for
it
what
doesn't make
is.
sense at first, and then after a while you're like, no, it kind of makes sense. I didn't. Did you know that, Brad?
Yeah, I've cut that audio before.
Oh man.
Yep. All right, so that is another X gets the square for number 3. And Katie has a commanding lead on the board right now. Katie, where would you like to go now?
I'm going to go with 7.
That would make
Ryan?
sense. That would be for a tic-tac-toe. Who would you like to answer this question?
I'll go with Hannah.
Okay.
Hannah, you have not stumbled into sound. Congratulations. A man watching Ted Cruz in a parade decided he wanted to throw a can at him, but now says he was hoping for Cruz to grab the can and chug it. What kind of alcohol was in that can?
White Claw.
thrown-
That was so quick on the trigger that she cannot be wrong. So I'm going to agree with that.
Doggone it, you guys are quick. That is right.
Ryan, were you that man?
Yeah, was that you?
I can't say. I can't say.
Stop for a second.
Legal
Imagine
proceedings.
Ryan being in a parade and throwing a White Claw at Ted Cruz, going, "Chug it!"
It's not a far-fetched
No,
thing.
I believe it.
And Ryan, you know there are no laws when you're drinking the claws.
Here's the problem. We're in a parade tonight.
Do not throw White Claws.
You might be, because it depends on where that route goes.
Because if you miss and hit my truck.
Yeah, exactly. I think Jared's going to drive, so hopefully he takes us on the parade route.
Or wherever.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a first tic-tac-toe, which means Andrea has to catch back up now as
Still
we
possible.
play, which is, of course, possible. Let's go with Andrea one more time here, probably before we run out of time for the segment. Andrea, which square do you want?
Let's go with 6.
Center right.
6, and who would you like to answer?
I'll do Annie.
All right. Let's go, Dr. Andrea.
All right, here we go. Number 6, they're still counting votes in multiple states, but at least we know who won election night in TV viewers. Rank these stations in order of who had the most to least viewers on
Good
Tuesday
grief.
night. Fox News, MSNBC, and CNN.
Well, Fox News is one. I'm going to go MSNBC first.
Okay.
CNN second and Fox News last.
That's bold.
Throwing Dr. Foley a bone.
No kidding.
Because I'm not 100% sure.
All right, Andrea.
I'll disagree with that.
I think that's a smart move. Fox News outpaced everybody, including the major networks, by double.
The question is does MSNBC's partisanship put them above CNN's crap?
I think it does.
Indeed,
I don't know.
It did.
It did?
It barely did.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Fox News was number one. And then actually all the major networks were kind of listed in the middle there.
Yeah.
And then MSNBC, then CNN. Actually, at the very bottom was CBS for some reason. But yeah, you got that wrong, so good for you.
She
Andrea
got it right.
that right, though.
Yes.
I was talking to you, Annie.
Okay, all right.
All right, you want to stop
Let's take a quick
here?
break. Yeah,
Okay.
let's take a quick break. When we come back, more with Dr. Andrea Foley and Dr. Katie Costin in studio with us from Foley Dental Group, our great show sponsors, My Dentists, FoleyDentalGroup.com. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how kiddos will maybe not be able to sleep great, a lot of the different types of things that get diagnosed, and how a whole health approach with your dentist can actually make a huge difference in your life when we come back. And we'll get back into it. X's and O's, come join us. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you to all who have served and all who have loved somebody who has served. We appreciate you. We'll be back in just a minute.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
The listening you love is on the free Odyssey app. Your trusted local radio stations, coverage of your favorite teams, live news from your hometown, and millions of podcasts on demand. Best of all, you can completely customize your listening experience. Follow topics you care about, like leagues and teams. Pause or rewind your local sports and news, and add shows to your queue to catch up later. There's a lot to listen to, so get started and download the free Odyssey app today.
Updating your home with James Hardie siding has never been more popular. With all the options available, you need a partner to ensure you maximize your investment. Siding Express is ready to refresh the appearance of your home or totally transform the look by installing Hardie shake, board and batten, lap siding, or a stone accent to make it your dream home again. Siding Express is an elite preferred James Hardie contractor. They also carry Anderson and Marvin windows and doors. Need ideas? Go to sidingexpress.com and schedule a free no-obligation consultation today. sidingexpress.com.
I love talking to you about Water Sweets Soap Company, a local soap business that I have been frequenting for years. And I'm so excited to bring them on as kind of part of my favorite things going into the holiday season. Water Sweets Soap Company, online at watersweetssoap.com. Go to their website right now and shop some of their amazing products. I personally use a body bar. I use their sugar scrub. The sugar scrub is amazing. I am not a sugar scrub kind of girl. And if you know me personally, you understand that it's the kind of like a frou-frou thing that I maybe not be interested in. But I used it and I won't go without it. There is nothing like the Energy Sugar Scrub from watersweetssoap.com. Go to the website. You can order it right now. And if you use the promo code Annie, guess what? You get to save 10%. watersweetssoap.com. Go visit the website and shop their different products. Also, for the men out there, they have a body bar. It's called Fierce. I buy it for my husband. He loves it. And they are amazing, amazing products. And like I said, they are locally made. This is a local company. When you shop at Water Sweet Soap Co., you are going to be shopping local and helping local neighbors who are doing something right here in your backyard. Shop where I'm shopping for a ton of holiday gifts and also for yourself at Water Sweets Soap Company. Go online to watersweetssoap.com. When you go into the store, mention the Annie Frey Show, you're going to get a free gift. watersweetssoap.com.
The Med Spa at the Institute of Natural Health understands how difficult it is to maintain healthy skin and how much this can affect someone's life. With the right combination of treatments and products, they can help you keep your skin looking healthy and more youthful, while also reducing and preventing damage. Take your first step towards healthy skin at the Med Spa at the Institute of Natural Health. Visit them at inhstl.com or call to schedule at 314-293-8123. That's 314-293-8123.
CertaPro painters have powers far beyond those of ordinary painters. For example, they have the power of reliability, the power of doing it right, and the power of fresh color. And this is a great time to spruce up the interior of your home with a fresh coat of paint, and CertaPro can help. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. For your home or business, CertaPro can knock out a great painting project for you. CertaPro Painters, the power of pro. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. CertaPro Painters, proven and trusted experts in painting.
Hi, this is Brian with Velocity Home Buyers, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 314-782-3333. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition and any price range in the St. Louis area. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that needs updating, but you don't have the time or money for it? Great, because I love buying outdated houses. I buy vacant houses, job relocation houses, and foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 314-782-3333. That's 314-782-3333.
For details and a list of all station contest rules, visit www.971talk.com/rules.
You can support our local first responders by getting an ATF raffle ticket. Go to 971talk.com/Cox to help responder rescue and maybe win some great alcohol, tobacco, firearms, and food prizes. That's 971talk.com/Cox.
Today, we honor our brave men and women who've served. Happy Veterans Day from everyone here in St. Louis at 97.1 FM Talk. The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
School bus driver in a traffic jam, staring at the faces in a rearview mirror, looking at the promise of the promised land.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Happy Veterans Day. It's a beautiful day outside, and we are grateful you're spending a little bit of that Veterans Day with us. You can spend even more of it with us in the Edwardsville Veterans Day Parade tonight at 7 p.m. Go down Main Street. Telling the 97.1 listeners to gather in front across the street from the Walgreens. And Brad and Ryan and I will be in that parade. Hannah can't make it, but she and Ryan were in the Florissant Veterans Day Parade on Sunday. So we're trying to get to as many places as we possibly can. I wanted to, before we get back into X's and O's, we've got Foley Dental Group in here, great sponsor of the Annie Frey Show and us here on 97.1 FM Talk. Dr. Andrea Foley and Dr. Katie Costin. You know, one thing I want to talk about is how you kind of have a whole health approach, and you guys can determine between the two of you who you would like to talk about this. But there's a lot of sleep disorders that people are encountering, and the people probably think they got to go to sleep doctors for it. I've heard people, and I have coworkers here who come and see you guys as well, who were able to listen to how you guys can assess whole health through dental care and really help with a lot of issues that people might not even realize they're having or causing other problems or concerns that they may have by going to the right dentist, which is you folks at Foley Dental Group. What can you say, Dr. Foley, about some of the areas that you're keyed in on? And maybe Dr. Costin, you can elaborate.
Sure. So we have a little different approach. Like you said, more of a complete health approach to our patients' care. We assess airway, how that relates to, one's overall health. We're also able to do some cardiovascular type screenings with carotid artery ultrasounds. Now, that's something that we're really excited about. Our hygiene department kind of leads the way on that. Mm-hmm. And Dr. Costin, she treats kiddos' airway as well.
Katie, you want to talk about that a little bit? How you've assessed children, and my kids go to see Dr. Costin as well, and you're able to really look deeper into issues that may be diagnosed otherwise, may have some effect with their dental care.
Yeah, we know about 80% of kids who suffer from different sleep disordered breathing issues go undiagnosed, and a lot of times they just go unnoticed, or they're just kind of approached as normal. Parents just have to kind of get used to that, or perhaps they're diagnosed with ADHD, or they've had chronic allergies their entire life. And sometimes those are standalone issues, but quite often those are related to an underlying cause. And often in children, there are signs that show that a kiddo is just not sleeping and breathing well at night. And those things can be identified pretty early, and it can be really dramatic and life-changing for children and parents if they finally get some answers to some of those issues. And we see kids with mouth breathing, snoring, grinding their teeth at night, chronic allergies, bedwetting, night sweats, all of those things that sometimes are medicated in other ways that actually have a root cause in airway. And so we really like to try to identify root causes in our practice and not just treat symptoms, and that's one of those areas.
And if some of those symptoms start to come together and say, oh, you know what, that's kind of an experience that I have really at any age. If you're not breathing well at night, imagine how much different a good night's sleep can do for your whole health. That makes a ton of sense. So if you're interested, if you guys are taking new patients right now, brand new facility at Foley Dental Group, located right on the corner of 270 and 159. It's incredibly simple to get to from anywhere, and the best dental care is worth driving to. So I encourage you to go to FoleyDentalGroup.com and look at what they stand for, look at their facility, look at the services they offer. If you're in the business for a dental office that you're not going to stress out about going to, you're going to look forward to seeing the people there, and you're going to get the top-notch care that you need to be able to rely on. Foley Dental Group is the place to go. Taking new patients, you can call them at 618-288-9670 or just visit their website at FoleyDentalGroup.com. You guys ready to get back in the game?
Back in the saddle. Here we go.
Let's go, drummer boy.
All right. Dr. Katie, Dr. Andrea from Foley Dental Group. Doctor.
Whose turn is it?
It is
Katie's turn?
Katie's turn.
All right.
Yeah.
Dr. Costin.
All right. Which square you want to go with here?
Let's go with numero uno.
Number
Top
1.
left.
And who is your celebrity that's going to answer that?
Let's go with Brad.
Brad
All
Range.
right.
Number 1 here. A long shot Democrat candidate named Marcus Flowers excuse me, raised $15.6 million to attempt to unseat the incumbent Republican in his district and ended up losing by over 30 percentage points,
How much
wasting a cool $15.6 million.
Oh my gosh.
Which candidate was Democrat Marcus Flowers attempting to beat in Georgia District 14?
Holy cow.
I know who this is.
You do?
Yes. Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Wow.
I like your confidence.
She smoked him.
Okay.
Now, he's confident all the time, though.
This is true.
I'm being
This is
misled.
my default setting.
Default. I like that. Better
Factory
that way.
setting, Brad. Confident.
Nevertheless, I'm going to agree.
And nevertheless, she persisted and was correct.
Wow.
Good job, both of you.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, neither did I.
He spent a ton of money to get her out of there.
$15.6 million just down the drain.
Did you say 30 points?
30 percentage points.
Wow.
Yikes.
All right. Andrea, which square would you like to go with?
Let's go with 9.
Number 9
Bottom
for the
right.
block. For a block.
Yeah, there's a
Here we
lot
go.
going on this board.
Here we go. Oh, yeah. Well, who's answering this question?
I'll choose Hannah.
Okay.
Hannah. Ryan Reynolds is in the news again this week, this time for declaring that he will no longer play this superhero character after the upcoming movie alongside Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. Which superhero is it that Ryan Reynolds says he will no longer portray after this upcoming movie?
I should know
Oh,
this.
this is sad.
I
didn't know
should
this.
know this.
He's like,
And now you do.
I was a big fan of this character.
Uh-huh.
I
Still am.
should know this. Ryan Reynolds is.
Yeah, you're halfway there.
Ooh.
I think she's living on a prayer.
living on a prayer.
Hint, it's John Bon Jovi.
Superhero?
That's not true. I know that. Deadpool?
Deadpool.
Is that even a. Is that one person or multiple?
Well, I don't know. We'll just.
Man, if
we'll
confidence is the indicator, I don't know.
Andrea, what do you say? Agree or disagree?
I
She
do
didn't
not
give you
know
a
the
whole lot
answer
of-
to this. I will agree.
Agree.
There's confidence oozing out of this whole experience.
Yeah,
They
I
are
just
both-
radiate confidence.
Hannah's answer is Deadpool. Is that one person?
Yeah.
And Andrea's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Huge,
losing anyway.
huge Deadpool fans in this room.
Brad walks out of his question standing on concrete. Hannah walks out like
I don't
she's
even
on one of
walk
those
out.
balance beams from American Gladiators. They're swinging bags at her. All right. Both of you are correct.
That's clutch. Man, Hannah, you could be one of the people on actual game shows. That's exactly how they act.
That is the perfect
That
response.
is, she's jumping up and down.
Tell her what she's won. The answer is nothing.
Nothing.
Pride.
26 more minutes on the Annie Pride
Yeah.
Show. Yay!
All right, Katie, you are up next. Oh, wait, we got to put your circle. Circle gets the square.
She did. She
Oh,
did.
I'm
Bottom
sorry.
right.
I didn't see it. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
These markers.
Yeah. It's a good thing it's not orange. Woo.
Yeah.
Apparently, that marker doesn't slap.
That's what we heard. I don't even know what that means.
Okay, what square do you want to take there, Doctor?
We'll go 4.
Okay. Number 4.
Who you picking?
I pick Annie.
This is my last
chance.
Yeah.
to pick
So we
Annie.
all have one more, and this is my last. Okay.
Annie's off the board.
All right, Annie. As of the writing of this question, which was at about 11 o'clock today, so I haven't checked since the show started, one of the biggest counties in the country had voted to begin the process to secede from its state and form a new state called Empire.
Oh, wow.
Man, that sounds awesome.
This is very real. Although it is unlikely to happen, this county is so big and so influential that New Jersey could fit inside of it. And it alone has more population than 14 U.S. states. What state is San Bernardino County looking to secede from?
California? Man.
You sure?
No.
Radiating confidence.
California.
Agree.
California, and you both are correct.
Okay.
Nice.
Good job.
I didn't know any of that, but I did know where San
I was living in the Idaho, Oregon area,
Yeah,
and
that
then
did
you
happen
said San
too.
Bernardino, and I went,
Exactly.
ooh.
Yeah, the
I can't
greater-
not say California. All right.
The state of Greater Idaho did not come into that question, but
All
that was a
places
little
to
bit of a
flee
trick.
to.
Yes. Okay. All right. The board is still. Well, we got a couple of tic-tac-toes now. Andrew, you got to do some catching up here.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to go with?
I'll pick 8. And
Hannah or Brad?
go with Hannah.
Okay.
Okay, Hannah, this is a special category.
Oh boy.
They're all kind of special.
They're all special in their own unique way. You might be asking yourself, what does "These Boots Are Made for Walking" have to do with Sarah Palin? Well, because I know you were asking that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was wondering.
Well, that's the song she used on her Cameo page. So if you go to Cameo and you want to buy a Sarah Palin video, the ad there is of Sarah Palin just
In the event that that's on your list
Yeah.
of to-dos.
She's standing in boots in different outfits in various locations talking, and you can't hear anything she's saying because "Boots Are Made for Walking" is playing so loud over the montage. So that's the song we're using for this question, which is Sarah Palin is running for Alaska's only congressional House district, and as of a couple hours ago, roughly 72% of the vote was in. Is Sarah Palin winning or losing that seat right now with 72% in?
I'm going to say winning.
Winning. Just like Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, the same. It's exactly the same.
Do you agree or disagree?
I agree.
Agree. Oh man, you should have disagreed. I'm gonna hit the bell anyway.
The song was really good, though.
Yeah, I think we all had a good time there for a little bit. Yeah. You're wrong. I guess X gets the square on that one because right now she is
sorry about
losing.
that.
There are 2 Republicans running in that race, and if you add their percentages together, the Republican wins. But nope. They both have like 25 and 26%, and then the Democrats got the rest.
Really appreciate them doing that. It's great.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you very much. All right, that means there's just one question left. So we know where you have to go here, Katie.
Yes.
And do we know who you have to pick? Is it Brad?
Brad.
Yep.
Okay.
Bradford.
Brad, last question on the board is hide your wife, hide your kid, man.
Oh boy.
Remember, these like the hints in here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all to try
I
to
love
screw
that
you
video.
up.
Yeah. Another hurricane has been beating up Florida, this time in the northern part of the state. What is the hurricane's name?
Oh.
Dang it.
You want me to read the first part of that question again?
Yeah, that's not going to help.
What does that have to do with it?
There's a lot of hints located within.
Hide your kids, hide your wife. It's probably that guy's name.
Hide your wife, hide your kid, man.
I don't see how the name correlates.
I don't
with
understand.
So it's Hurricane Nicole.
Oh, you really pulled that out, didn't you?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, what? What?
I mean, it's possible.
Or I could be lying.
Yeah.
Katie?
I'm going to disagree on that.
Yeah, you're wrong. Because he somehow got that right.
Why? What is the hint?
Nicole Kidman.
Kidman.
Oh, that's not a good hint.
What?
Yes.
Out of all the Nicole tie-ins in the world, that's what you picked?
That's the one.
Yeah, you can't make it too obvious.
Right. Otherwise, you'd get it.
I don't know that he actually can make it too obvious. Oh my gosh.
He got it out of that, though.
All right, so the top two gets a circle.
Circle.
There you go.
Oh.
And yet,
She's like, oh, welcome.
Put that circle up.
Here I am again.
still Katie has pulled off the win here.
All right. Well, good game.
Good game.
GG's. Is that what they say?
GG.
GG. Thanks, Foley Dental Group, for being in here today with us. We really appreciate it. I want to remind you about the effort that they are working to support victims of human trafficking. EdensGlory.org. It is a local organization, a home where hearts are transformed. EdensGlory.org. If you are looking for a dental provider who is going to give you an experience that you feel comfortable with great dental care, that's easy. Go to FoleyDentalGroup.com and get an appointment scheduled today. Dr. Andrea Foley, Dr. Katie Costin, thanks for being in here today.
Thank you for having us.
Great game. We appreciate you. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get the results of today's YouTube live chat poll and some of the reaction from you folks in the comments, as well as a few more salutes to our veterans today on Veterans Day. We'll be back in just a minute.
97.1 wishes all of America's veterans a happy Veterans Day. We're thankful for all you've given. From your friends at 97.1 FM Talk.
One could end up going to prison. One just might be president. Only in America, dreaming in red, white, and blue. Only in America, where we dream as big as we want to. We all get a chance. Everybody gets to dance. Only in America.
Stop everything you're doing right now and ask yourself, are you currently receiving steady paychecks? What about when you're retired? Will you receive a monthly check to cover your expenses and also have some fun? Marvin Mitchell and the team at Compass Retirement Solutions calls this mailbox money. It's a monthly check you'll receive throughout retirement. They don't want you to worry about if the money will show up or how much money you'll receive. The only thing they want you to think about is how to spend it when it arrives. Find out how to get enough money in your mailbox every month when you're retired. Call Marvin Mitchell and the Compass Retirement Solutions team at 314-373-1598 to start working on a plan that can help you create the monthly income you'll need in retirement. Call 314-373-1598 right now and schedule a visit with Compass Retirement Solutions. 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services, investments, and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and Illinois.
Hairsaloon.com. I'm pulling it up right now as we speak. It's a place where you can go and be treated like a gentleman. That's an important thing. When you are a man, you're going in to have a haircut, you like to have a nice atmosphere, don't you? Maybe you haven't treated yourself to Hair Saloon yet. I want you to think about that this weekend, maybe going into the next week. There are different locations all across the bi-state region on Illinois side of the river and, of course, on the Missouri side of the river. You can go online. There's a big box right there that says book your appointment. Grab a seat at the saloon. You will be able to sit back, to relax, to trust that your haircut is going to be perfect. You're going to walk out of there looking absolutely fantastic and refreshed They treat you the way a man should be treated at Hair Saloon, and I like to be able to say that there's a place where you can go and get that. You get a complimentary shoe shine, a complimentary beverage, hot towel, mint, the whole 9 yards. When you go to Hair Saloon, you're going to get treated in a wonderful way. You can also check out their amazing hair products as well. My husband uses them, and they smell great. They look great. They're reliable. Hair Saloon is the place to go. Visit them online at hairsaloon.com.
The federal government is hiring 87,000 new IRS enforcement agents. Make no mistake, with spending out of control, they're looking to collect revenue. The first target will be you. If you have not paid your taxes or filed them in years, let me help you get that target off your back. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm here in St. Louis. So if you have unfiled returns, wage levies, bank levies, or tax liens, now's the time to call the Lance Drury Law Firm before the IRS calls you. Your consultation is free, so don't put it off. The Lance Drury Law Firm focuses solely on tax resolution law. It's all we do. And if you have IRS problems, you have legal problems. Let us use our tax law resolution experience to guide you and work on your custom resolution plan. Call now. It's free and confidential. Call me, Lance Drury, at 314-260-6120 or go to LanceDruryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
It's Black Friday all month long at Dave Munganast St. Louis Honda and our pre-owned centers. Get a $200 gift card with any vehicle purchase at our pre-owned centers in South County or Bonne Terre. So come see the Munganast difference today or shop us 24/7 at DaveMunganast.com since 1965.
I'm Dr. Nick Barnes at Health From Within Family Chiropractic in Rock Hill. At Health From Within, our mission is to transform the way you manage your health by bringing you the truth about health and healing. We use proven techniques to remove interference in the nervous system and maximize health naturally, without drugs or surgery. Connect with me at healthfromwithinstl.com and join me for Maximize Living on this station every Sunday at 8 a.m. or download the Maximize Living podcast, healthfromwithinstl.com.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating and Cooling and Insulation Studio. Save up to $900 in utility rebates and see if you qualify for 0% financing on a new high-efficiency HVAC system. For details and to get into your comfort zone, visit aircomfortservice.com.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Mary Elizabeth, any thoughts on Tuesday?
A lot of the punditry online is saying this is a reaction to the Dobbs decision. Every single governor who signed pro-life legislation were reelected.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
Today, we honor our brave men and women who've served. Happy Veterans Day from everyone here in St. Louis at 97.1 FM Talk. This is the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Happy Veterans Day to you and to yours and to this country, to celebrate and acknowledge that which makes us free. It is the people who have served us and the people who have sacrificed their time with their loved ones so that they could serve. Thank you so much to our veterans. I have veterans in my family. We've discussed on the show the veterans that are close to us, and we know that you have them as well. We're going to get to the YouTube live chat poll here in a second, get to the results there. But I want to highlight a couple more comments that we have here on the Annie Frey YouTube live chat. My wife, and this is from Ben on YouTube, my wife and I are both veterans, and I spent 6 years in Iraq as an embedded advisor. Thank you all who have served. And to you, Ben, and to your wife, Northman at a CM1 mechanic with the Seabees, retiring in a year, giving love to all who've come before me and will be there after. Annie, could you please play the song of the Seabees? Do you know what that is? See if you can.
I don't know it offhand.
Let's see if we can find it here before we wrap up. And since we don't know it, make sure it's clean. Who knows what we're getting ourselves into? And Kelly on the Annie Frey Show Facebook page, where we also stream the Annie Frey Show. Thanks so much for supporting us veterans. It means the world to us. Proud Air Force veteran and daily listener out here in Wentzville, Missouri. Well, Kelly, thank you for supporting us. It means the world to us as well. All right. Veterans Day tonight. We will be in Edwardsville, and the Veterans Day Parade starts at 7 o'clock. Would love to see a swarm of people out there to support the people who will be recognized in this parade. We are excited to be a part of the parade. And any 97.1 listeners who want to go spend an evening acknowledging Veterans Day along with us, come out to the Edwardsville Parade. Make sure you yell and say hi to us when you see us. Do not throw White Claws like Ted Cruz experienced in the parade that he was in. It's so funny that the guy's like, I was going to have him chug it, man. Like,
right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what you meant.
Yeah, okay.
That's where you do want to look up the guy's Facebook and say, were you
though? Man, that was like...
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll come in here, you come in here.
You come in here.
I'll come in here and you come in here.
Why don't you leave out there? If you're a listener to us here and you want to come out and support, I'm just saying, why don't those 97.1 listeners meet right around the corner from Main Street, across the street from Walgreens, and maybe you might meet some other 97.1 listeners. Would love to see you out there. I wonder, are there still 97.1 stickers?
I'm sure I can find some. I'll bring them.
I was going to say, maybe we could hand some out.
Yeah.
That would be...
Yeah, let's try to do that.
That would be great. Let's go steal them from somewhere. Go look at Mark Cox's desk.
I'll take
Just
him off his car.
He has a lot of stuff on his desk. Go peel him off the car. We're like, here you go. It's
Look,
been
you gotta
used,
put it
but
on right
still
now.
going to work just fine. All right. Let's get to the YouTube live chat poll we discussed earlier in the show, kind of where we each are on this issue. Hannah, why don't you set the table for us?
All right. The poll is asking, who do you most politically identify with on an emotional level from the show? Hannah, Brad, Ryan, or Annie? I won't get to the results just yet, but kind of to set the table, I am more optimistic. Annie is more pragmatic. Brad, we say, is level-headed, and Ryan is emotional.
An emotional roller coaster. To be
Emotional roller coaster. So you vote on who you...
Why don't you read some of the comments? Okay. And we'll go through and see what the folks are saying right now about this.
Jackie Dalton from YouTube says, I most identify with Annie. I'm pretty sure we are twins.
Ah, Jackie.
Jeff from YouTube said, I can't vote on the poll. Each of you have a little bit of how I feel. Little bits of each of you is kind of how I see things.
Little bit of Brad in your life. Little bit of Annie also on the side.
Chris F. said, I couldn't...
Ryan. No.
You're reading into that. I'm just seeing Mambo number 5.
You aren't reading into it enough.
No.
All right. We're continue to read here. Chris F. said, I couldn't pick Annie. I have an eighth of her passion.
That's a really nice way of calling me psycho.
Joe commented, Brad, you just got my vote.
That was when, what did you say, Brad?
I was level.
Level-headed.
Yeah, you said something, and I think that's when he commented.
Kathy said, I chose Brad. He is a steady Eddie. If he is informed on a subject, he will debate with fact, not emotion. If not, he will not engage until more informed on the subject. That is very true. Janine said, I love that Hannah is so positive when she was talking about how she is politically. I thought she is so cute, but thank you. But I'm just jealous that I'm not that positive anymore.
Well, let it rub off a little bit, Janine.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay.
Lori Feltz from YouTube said, toss up between Ryan and Annie.
Wow, we're so similar.
Kenton from
Exact
YouTube. Kenton from YouTube said, I identify the most with Ryan. My concern is that this election shows that there's a lot of voters that don't care or are not aware about the high inflation, gas prices, crime, border crisis, and fentanyl. Callum from YouTube said, good afternoon, Annie Frey Show, TGIF. I think I line up with Ryan, and you better believe that we pray for our nation and its leaders. Thank you.
Yeah, which I said, I'm the only one that does this, therefore
Ryan.
vote for me.
No, you didn't say that.
Vicky Long says, I chose Annie, but I honestly identify with each of you on different levels. So thank you all for commenting. I couldn't get to every single one of them, but I enjoy reading those. So the final YouTube results, once again, the question is asking, who do you most politically identify with on an emotional level from the show? Hannah, Brad, Ryan, or Annie? With over 140 votes, people most politically identify with Annie with 39%, then Brad 27%, Ryan 21%, and myself, Hannah, 13%.
I think that's probably, I really like those results because it's going to make sense that people are going to identify with me the most. I talk the most on this show. It's my show. But the idea that, I mean, even Hannah, for 14% of the people to say they identify with you, the majority of our audience is not 21 years old. So we welcome all 21-year-olds.
Yes.
We welcome
More the merrier.
Come on over and let's have a conversation. But generally speaking, we're all younger than the mean of our audience. So I really like that people are saying, Hannah, that there are people out there who are saying they do identify with you and they do, relate to the way that you are relating to the audience. But to know that it's 39%, 27%, and 21% between the three of us, at least from a show standpoint, I really like that there are factions of people out there listening right now that do feel more, gravitating towards how each of us represent this moment in time, because it is important to be representative. I think that conservative talk radio and conservative media often gets that the people in this position, and Rush Limbaugh was this guy because he was Rush Limbaugh, like he's the father of this industry. But I think that there is there's an inclination that the power to sit behind a microphone and to have this type of there's power here in what we get to do. We get to be thought leaders. That I don't want to be your thinker. I want to be able to have conversations on this show where we articulate how we feel and what our perspective is, and have people hear that and compare their perspectives and experiences with ours, not for our perspectives and experiences to become theirs. And I hope that this is an indication that we all have those different types of approaches and that people feel like they can relate to them on varying levels. Because this is like this whole political stuff, it's difficult. And it's from here on up, the next 2 years, it's going to be difficult. And I want to be a destination for you to be able to come and be informed, and also to, as I always say, exhale. I hope we're doing a good job. That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 years for sure. You said before that Wednesday would start the presidential campaign, and yet we still don't know the midterms, so we haven't been able to do that.
And the presidential campaign has started.
And yes, it still has.
Which we haven't talked about, and we are off air talking about how and if we are going to talk about it. Right now, I would love your feedback on this, folks. Right now, my thought is I don't want to talk about any presidential anything until Herschel Walker, Raphael Warnock is decided. That was my intention yesterday when we discussed this off air between us. And then in that amount of time, so much has happened that we haven't discussed here that I don't want to discuss here because I don't think it's actually productive. And I think it's stressing the situation. So I would love to get your feedback on Twitter at Annie Frey Show. Message the Annie Frey Show Facebook page. Comment. Go find the YouTube live from today and leave your comments on the video. I read them, and we all do. And we're all grateful that you're here each and every day. Happy Veterans Day. See you in Edwardsville tonight at the Edwardsville Veterans Day Parade, 7 p.m.
Come to the Enchanted Attic. Come to the Enchanted Attic. Come to the Enchanted Attic, and the mysteries of life shall be revealed.